the registration fee a 200 cedis no aba abetua e wo dwumadi no ase ho a menye mobile money bia program no ye be start anopa 8 o'clock anopa 8 na dwumadi kasi ahyase e wo National Theatre e ho nya yira kwan kura me pa cho sanfa number ni bi obomodi atworo number yi tworo number e hu behia opa what next in can so many years e biate e hu asem 10 years 15 years 12 years 7 years ebrenti unye bi ma bi da this coming program media fahushim na ebeye mwapa ubisuesua na wamfa nya djuma kura this year e wo trim the next 5 years the next 10 years eso betimi aba mfa so daachi ena no ye nya de baako bomodi atworo number me de to dwei number no eye 0244 474093 bomodi atworo 0244 474093 bomodi atworo number no ehu behia bibi kiro so onti bibi ase obetumi afre 0244 474093 ipacho bomodi atworo 0244 474093 yebo amani ese registration fee 200 cedis but menye mobile money nyame yadoma next week Saturday that is 13th September Oba National Theatre workshop yi asia na the registration fee no aba abetua e odwumedi no ase ho a National Theatre dem ho a ena dwumedi kasi ebekoso ho na bosome bia yesiemu a eya na ye kyerɛkyerɛ ensa no nyuma na ye wia ensa ye enyuma bebrebe nyina ho registration fee ena 200 ye wia ensa ye yashida ye books anase handouts a procedures kwani e faso eye nyuma we nyina ewum handout no ye nton ye free sabi obi nyima kenkan pu no oba program yase no kodu fie a o de book no ma ne ma obetimi aboa no number 1 for we guemu number 2 for we ka we hu number 3 you see number 4 you see a very simple straightforward obi ama program e bi input no nya book no a enema ye be kyerɛkyerɛ ni nyina sɛde ya no step by step approach e o book ni no obetumi ahwɛ ayesa enyime nyina ebetimi ayemo akese amebusua ene online book no yenton e free e registration fee ticketa oba obeton 200 ehim yenton book no e free eka ho ye wie so a ye participation certificate ye be chamu bia odwumedi no ase on that same day that is next week Saturday the chamu bia free of charge and also a registration fee 200 cedis na oba odeba no eho pacho opedjumache na biribinti unye binya ya bra workshop ibi ebi so na oba evi school sabi onya djuma bianya ya manemra bi na beye moa pa onana bi onye bi wadamfu bi obusuani bi ohia moa ya manemra workshop ibi na ebetimi ayemfa so kese e dia mabusua ene oman ye wie so a ensae ye be kyerɛkyerɛ baby a won ya eba program yi ebenya chemicals raw materials ahodo ayede kyerɛkyerɛ nyime nyina obenya biato ye be kyerɛkyerɛ ne nyina bebre it is in abundance wa Accra ha bebre be kyerɛkyerɛ bia won ya eba program benya ne nyina biato very common e market ye be kyerɛkyerɛ ye wie so ensae containers ahodo gallons ahodo ekwane e faso register ejima aban ye be kyerɛkyerɛ ne nyina workshop yi asia obi biara wode no ho be program yi mu no ebetumi ede adanse ene emwa abrewon yewie so a enema ye be kyerɛ ne nyina ye hu videos ya ye ne nyina hu videos a ya twa to pen drive so a obi ba program yi ase na open video na open drive ne so bia obetumi atobi opa obetumi atobi okofia na ode ahye.
Brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy, we can create jobs, we can restore faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. You were not appointed to occupy space. You were appointed to solve problems. Let me remind you of the social contract we have entered into. The Ghanaian people expect us to deliver, and we must not with excuses, but with results. I've said before and I repeat now, this is the legacy term of my presidency. I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter. And I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, want to see policies that work for them. They want fairness, they want opportunity, they want to live in dignity and prosperity. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts. They're asking to be given a fair shot. And let's give them just that. The task before us requires leadership that is empathetic, that is disciplined and accountable, leadership that is not defined by titles, but by service, that is not defined by slogans, but by substance. And so I issue this challenge to each of you to lead your sectors with vision and integrity, to champion innovation, make decisions based on facts and data and not on guesswork. Spend public funds wisely and judiciously. Reject opulence. And never forget, your first duty is to the people of Ghana and not to your own political survival, not to the applause you will get, and not to your personal gain. I want each of you to leave this retreat with a clarity of purpose and with the humility to keep learning. This job is not about knowing it all. It is about listening. For example, I'll stay true to the values. And please remember, when any of us fall short, I will not hesitate to act. I didn't think that was what you would clap for. Let us leave here with renewed determination. Let us work not for applause, but for results. Let us lead with honor, and let us remember always that the true measure of our success will be the lives we touch and the legacy we leave behind. And finally, let me remind us all that the destiny of our party and our future success depends on the legacy that this current administration will establish. And so we must give it our all. We must work together to make our party's future successful. I therefore have the privilege and honor to declare this executive leadership program duly open. My brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy.
And were not paid, so they were not on site, including the contractor working on this project. You directed that we do whatever we can to make sure they return to site. Genuinely, people who fly this corridor were going through a lot of difficulties, and you expressed that very clearly that that is not what. It was surprising that just after you took office, people were expecting that what they could not do all over that period, you would do it. But guess what, Mr. President, you did it. As of today, Mr. President, every certificate owed the contractor on this project has been paid entirely. So we don't owe the contractor any amount on this project. And I want to hold the consultant to his word that by second quarter next year, this project should be completed, because the physical progress is about 75%, and then financial performance is even slightly ahead of that. What it means is that there's enough resource for the contractor to continue and complete this project. So we are very grateful for your leadership, and hopefully, if the contractor continues at the pace at which they are working, we shouldn't have any more difficulty almost up to the end of the project. We are very grateful for your support. Thank you.
arterial road in the country, because it connects the two biggest cities in Ghana. And so any challenges with this contract affect a huge number of commuters because of the heavy traffic that passes through here. And so we were quite concerned about the complaints that were coming from the traveling public. And so we are happy to see that the traffic is flowing. But what I say to contractors is, yes, we know you have work to do, but one of your duties too is site management, to make sure that your work does not impede the flow of traffic. So you must make adequate arrangements so that even while you're working, you are creating the conditions for traffic to flow. I can understand what happened. A loan was taken for this project, and I don't understand why the money is finished and the project is not over, and that we're having to come and pay supplementary almost 78 million from government of Ghana funds. So that's something that we need to find out. What really happened? How come the loan that was taken was not enough? Was it that the estimate for the project was not done properly, or what happened? But I can see that drivers are happy now, and I hope that from now till when you finish the project, you maintain a smooth flow of traffic even as you're working, so that you don't impede the flow of traffic. So we'll hold you to your word. You say by end of second quarter next year, you should be finished. Okay, so after the exhaustion of the current payment that has been made, would it be enough to finish, or is there a supplementary payment?
Well, as the Honorable said, we still have some more money left in the contract to pay the contractor. So I believe that maybe in the course of time we will probably raise another certificate, and that should be able to take us to the end of the project.
Okay, what we've done is, like I instructed the minister, we've moved this contract onto the Big Push program, and enough provision has been made for the Big Push projects. Yeah, this year we have about 14 billion cedis, and next year we have another 30 billion cedis. So I think that there will be sufficient resources to keep contractors going. So as government commits to pay you well, you too must commit to move faster on the road and also use quality materials. One of the major problems with road contractors in this country is the quality of material. And so you build the road, after a short while, the road starts to deteriorate. And so, I mean, your company is one of the well-known road construction companies in Ghana, and so we hope that this will be a mark of the quality of your brand. And so, thank you very much.
Yes. Before, and I repeat now, this is the legacy term of my presidency. I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter. And I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, want to see policies that work for them. They want fairness, they want opportunity, they want to live in dignity and prosperity. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts. They're asking to be given a fair shot. And let's give them just that. The task before us requires leadership that is empathetic, that is disciplined and accountable, leadership that is not defined by titles, but by service, that is not defined by slogans, but by substance. And so I issue this challenge to each of you to lead your sectors with vision and integrity, to champion innovation, make decisions based on facts and data and not on guesswork, spend public funds wisely and judiciously, reject opulence, and never forget your first duty is to the people of Ghana and not to your own political survival, not to the applause you will get, and not to your personal gain. I want each of you to leave this retreat with a clarity of purpose and with the humility to keep learning. This job is not about knowing it all. It is about listening. Example, I'll stay true to the values. And please remember, when any of us fall short, I will not hesitate to act. I didn't think that was what you would clap for. Let us leave here with renewed determination. Let us work not for applause, but for results. Let us lead with honor, and let us remember always that the true measure of our success will be the lives we touch and the legacy we leave behind. And finally, let me remind us all that the destiny of our party and our future success depends on the legacy that this current administration will establish. And so we must give it our all. We must work together to make our party's future successful. I therefore have the privilege and honor to declare this executive leadership program duly open. My brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy, we can create jobs, we can restore faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change.
Tamuchuku na Abraham ya juma yefana asema nana otu dakon wasomwa ebepem eye weekend na wiye. And once again memfa enase enkoma mobuaye edi eye birthday na ema nyina yedamo ase Thursday no ko empaibo kakra ntimo amo sende eye good wishes ani domo mo freye ebusa masinyina mete ma me fana say ma CMG management ene me colleagues adwumayefo nyina na otu dakon meda ase bebre menua wa na be yam sa nana nyame nhyira ene eye tim ni nyina nyame nhyira obi bia na emum aka memo no cause emo 30 packs de anya de akwa me kwache beche ni nyina da enya adwuma hye dabo da bi odi bi befa bia no odi befa waye no professor odi na chika dan na wayera se kwame wa ben papa se de wasi ehu adwuma no mu no enya asem kuma akra mamenda eye CEO Free Zones Authority CEO eye Dr. Mary ewusi mame enda eye Dr. Ase doc meda ase mete wonka enano na mame fanase ma eye pokes mame pokuya East Legon mame pokuya meda ase nenso maye boni fa cheme my very good brother Listo Nana Kusi Poku Nana meda ase minim se obuafu enso obufu a edayem akwa no se akwa ose de akoda ejale na gu ona so yentwa ye pepa ose metwa no matra hwiche mu obetwa de na twene no watra hwiche mu fachame bebre na mpese me be public apology ede ema we me ye kan okokwa mu a na apoku enyeyi listo ye kan wo ye kokwa mu a enyeyi jesi ye kan obedwam so fachame edom ene mpempem miaminua Sami Jemfi CEO for Good Board Sami Medase mame finance enso ma me counsel ye lawyer Eduji Tamaklo counsel mienu de minim na debi na ye betena from ne adi nkomo Medase pa de oyema me bia no mani so Medase inshira enka edom ya omukọ omunkotodwanim ebompaye ema ebi eka me nyame inshira mo. Sometimes it's not about gifts there be enya jikodi nko a sometimes the prayer support eya enkrofo de be ma no eya na ehia papa ya na ehia kojo menya bufu biara my friend has said my journey on your Facebook page Hassan Watala from Achim Odanzongo Sama Aminu Dankofa Sama na say danama jakuko your friends unia TV the other day after now the ubusa anyway so my dad say all right so mamenda Gaga ase Gaga Lady Gaga ni full name ni Hannah Paxson ba ko ka ho Ose ohene wa Hannah Paxson ohene wa Boahin Gaga Nancy na me hwe the news no was sad near me go apampan tray so wa he for this unu ma de kro ya wo sre no ya hwe ni totwire bi na me hwe Gaga news na Gaga de near me go apampan tray no so sa wa shishede kama namze da suramete enye ni namze Gaga fagusu mianko ene edwada mampo ku adadwa enko to ho moto ambeto amonto mo anto ayede be firimu yede firimu no mo anye ayede ade be kofie idobisu all right Nicodemus Senyor Agbano is here thank you Ali Duganiu thank you George Atia Ansah joining on your Facebook Atia Yadasi Kofi Francis from Nigeria, Lagos. Also Yada Kofi Francis Ase Bebre. But then I think me switch kakra into social media for no be any piano. We are good to go. But then let me remind you, Monday afternoon we do it hot
to solve problems. Let me remind you of the social contract we have entered into. The Ghanaian people expect us to deliver, and we must not with excuses but with results. I've said before and I repeat now, this is the legacy term of my presidency. I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter. And I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, want to see policies that work for them. They want fairness, they want opportunity, they want to live in dignity and prosperity. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts. They're asking to be given a fair shot. And let's give them just that. The task before us requires leadership that is empathetic, that is disciplined and accountable, leadership that is not defined by titles, but by service, that is not defined by slogans, but by substance. And so I issue this challenge to each of you to lead your sectors with vision and integrity, to champion innovation, make decisions based on facts and data and not on guesswork. Spend public funds wisely and judiciously. Reject opulence. And never forget, your first duty is to the people of Ghana and not to your own political survival, not to the applause you will get, and not to your personal gain. I want each of you to leave this retreat with a clarity of purpose and with the humility to keep learning. This job is not about knowing it all. It is about listening. Example, I'll stay true to the values. And please remember, when any of us fall short, I will not hesitate to act. I didn't think that was what you would clap for. Let us leave here with renewed determination. Let us work not for applause, but for results. Let us lead with honor, and let us remember always that the true measure of our success will be the lives we touch and the legacy we leave behind. And finally, let me remind us all that the destiny of our party and our future success depends on the legacy that this current administration will establish. And so we must give it our all. We must work together to make our party's future successful. I therefore have the privilege and honor to declare this executive leadership program duly open. My brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy, we can create jobs, we can restore faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. You were not appointed to occupy space. You were appointed to solve problems. Let me remind you of the social contract we have entered into. The Ghanaian people expect us to deliver, and we must not with excuses, but with results. I've said before and I repeat now, this is the legacy term of my presidency. I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter. And I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, want to see policies that work for them. They want fairness, They want opportunity. They want to live in dignity and prosperity. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts. They're asking to be given a fair shot. And let's give them just that. The task before us requires leadership that is empathetic, that is disciplined and accountable, leadership that is not defined by titles, but by service, that is not defined by slogans, but by substance. And so I issue this challenge to each of you to lead your sectors with vision and integrity, to champion innovation, make decisions based on facts and data and not on guesswork, spend public funds wisely and judiciously, reject opulence, and never forget your first duty is to the people of Ghana and not to your own political survival, not to the applause you will get, and not to your personal gain. I want each of you to leave this retreat with a clarity of purpose and with the humility to keep learning. This job is not about knowing it all. It is about listening. Example, I'll stay true to the values. And please remember, when any of us fall short, I will not hesitate to act. I didn't think that was what you would clap for. Let us leave here with renewed determination. Let us work not for applause, but for results. Let us lead with honor, and let us remember always that the true measure of our success will be the lives we touch and the legacy we leave behind. And finally, let me remind us all that the destiny of our party and our future success depends on the legacy that this current administration will establish. And so we must give it our all. We must work together to make our party's future successful. I therefore have the privilege and honor to declare this executive leadership program duly open. My brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy, we can create jobs, we can restore faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. You were not appointed to occupy space. You were appointed to solve problems. Let me remind you of the social contract we have entered into. The Ghanaian people expect us to deliver, and we must not with excuses, but with results. I've said before and I repeat now, this is the legacy term of my presidency.
Yasai any more share. Baby bia will be ano. And there may be a phone lines now. Yeah, maybe. But then let me say this. One, and I know me tie tape be. Na ya to aba wi a ya be said that I am adwuma. Me to aba wi a JB says good afternoon commander, watching you live from Jata Cement Factory, long time bro. All right, so Musa Abatwa says the NDC is not the MPP where thugs were recruited to brutalize and kill innocent people just because of an election. The empty threats by some MPP executives are nothing but useless talk. It is only a strategy to reject the outcome of the by-election. And so this one is coming from Musa Yusuf Musa Abatwa. Danase. Dixon Dagadu. Okay, so I think I've mentioned him earlier, and me per se me ne Ghana for a year Jumawe, and Ghana for me. Some of us we gave our support to the NDC on principles, on the basis of performance. I don't like supporting blindly. Adi amimpe wo wi ase kra no. Say me support adi a minim ade kra me intimi me ntwa loto. bet any sanya maniema no minyebi. The reason why I mean say I don't like somebody sitting somewhere determining say my a single 24 25 who say no be na ti baby na no say medio me new na obi na mempe sa ade no ade bia me bia me pese me hu na me te de me ye na se yi. So the issue is not about just supporting NDC. In fact, the issue has to do with the principles guiding the philosophy, the ideology of the NDC. Probity, accountability. Probity and accountability. But then America no, if we election no, will come and do that. And I know Meteseminia Yasiminia Captain Smart say apart from the dollar NDC yes. And you see the good thing about the NDC is that they welcome all manner of opinions. Aha, ya no ni ade a de na nika. They welcome all manner of opinions. On chire wadwene enya problem bia in NDC. In MPP you can't do that. you can't, you dare not. Right? So let's do this. And I'm making a elections now. You bring a very healthy conversation. When you pick sector by sector, a Juma NDC ayen wo krumha, because just imagine, say NDC decided say the MPP 4-year campaign say oh Ghana de bibia anko from da. Ghana bibia anko from da. During election no sana MPP for catch Ghana for so Ghana bibia anko from da. Today, for the first time in Ghana history, and there will be the MPP ni be the two Facebook. Hey, dollar no na do 11 no. Now say na say 11 and there's so a better chance 17 and 19. MPP ni a abani trim say 19 Ghana cedis to $1 a better a chain 11 cedis. Yeah. Last time na me can say we me now for MPP for be bu of say me did you o matem. Say what bro 1,002, 1,003. Ewa wa penso e bi cry 15 million oko kintampa ene o to bro boto 600 700 that's all say still 1,500 there better change 600 700. I find it very difficult to appreciate your IQ level. I find it very difficult. And one year no one can see many because I mentiasi pachasi check your sound no say nipa no so phone dia. What do you say? So at least now as we speak now you bet me I check it between how much nana ye to fuel per liter just last year na say so when you tell me say apart from dollar bibia nkoso I find it weird to appreciate your reasoning. I find it weird. Unless a bia obu na afu fine, so obu afu dia I don't have any problem. But if we need to be real. So I catch them and say apart from dollar, nothing. The fuel. Are you not saving some monies after buying 1 gallon of fuel? You are saving more than 12, 16 cedis. And I'm a boy. You ask me, and so what again? Just imagine 23% inflation, and NDC decided say, yeah, mfa ho enkoranim. Some renkian number 45. So NDC decided say omo hwe ya. Enka dollar from 19 cedis no. Enka say enka ya fan say enka 20 cedis kwan ka no hwe. Fuel na ya to fuel. Na ya to fuel. Say 16 cedis per liter. And if I'm buying fuel 12 cedis per liter today, I am better off. How can you convince me? Say we be so iron rods. As at last year, near to iron rods, 92,000 to almost 10,000, 9,000 to almost 10,000. Mebwa iron rods. Today, iron rods 6,900, 7 7,000. Odi I am pegging on 7,000. Asante Mampong. Just last week, I bought some 6,700. So how can you convince me? No, how can you convince me? Say there is nothing happening apart from dollar. How can you convince me? The inflation figures are there, the dollar or fuel or sa nneema we nyina anya good impact on enema yekotoso. Go to other places. They have reduced the prices of their fridges, gas cooker, washing machine. I mean, and they tell you why. And why no more catch and they say because of the dollar. It's so simple. You don't need to worry your head over this. Go to the health sector. As we speak now, let me read this to you. 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 Mame bo adewe suncho. That is Kwame ka me mo network idi gbani mu asio awrade nyankopon Jesus Christ. Ka me se me yi adewe ye de mawo. Health ministry. Kwame. Wait. Go to the health ministry. Now, Oko health ministry. Say, omo eko nursing training. Omo here say, afe na oko bank. Akwa tia forms akoto no. I can't do maybe be so easy and accessible to them. As we speak now, first year, tertiary students, omo enya admission, eco school, obienwa or 3 school fees. You are telling me nothing is going on. I struggle to appreciate. Yes, we can raise issues. You are telling me nothing is going on. Omo a school for tertiary students omo receive you omo esika nyina ya omo bo se okroma yatia. We saw it and you are telling me nothing is going on. I work with some Chinese mall at Accra100.5FM. We have reduced our items like China dolls and other things. Ebenezer Afo. Yes. But I understand them. Sometimes na MPP for ni they did not also. So if MPP, when you are dealing with them, that's a what you mean sway easily for you to feel like how they are feeling. No. Come extra my go to a friend and say and Abba go education ministry, go and check Accra100.5FM. Any honorable Akandoni, any idea where it started today. Tuition fees of first year nursing and midwifery students slashed by 50%. Continuing students' fees reduced. You are telling me nothing is going on. Today. Obi abet me afre honorable Akando and ask him. Today. Tuition fees of first year nursing and midwifery. Yeah, say MPP ombe bon eja data. MPP be bon data. Na almost that to nidin. Ebi akra ombe bia frɛ no anurse fo ajanka kunu. Say nurse fo emwa kuo bibi. Yes, MPP will not come out with this policy for a nursing and midwifery students. And yeah, MPP for the policy we be back a health sector. Wa bra omo emoja. But you know NDC and the way they do their things. Sometimes men on kaya me person mo kono yo ye we ni bi. But yes, they have their traditions and culture. And that's how they do their things. And this year is a Aminipa and Kasa. They know they talk. But the politics, you know, so yet they be a mekan wasem etre womo. So dear we are more than yet emwamo. And you are telling me nothing is going on. Man, that was a commander, don't mind them. I'm watching you live from Paga border at Crater Track Tire. Now at 3,000 Ghana cedis in 2024. Now you can buy it 2,400. Abbas said you. And you are telling me nothing is happening. Well, if you are angry, yes, we can all sit down. Because Charlie, you know, so the before the it is a sad, then we can so before now, but fine, we can sit down and talk about it. But it's a year before the say we are betting me. I can't just say nothing is going on. Oh, come on. Within 8, the MPP themselves appreciate that. Look, Juma John Mahama ne that say 50 or 60 ministers that I know. Go to Kumasi. Go and check what Amakoyine is doing in Ashanti region. Within 8 months. Go check Accra100.5FM, a ministry. And you are telling me nothing is going on. Kwakwa say kawawa se Kwabena woni ante onte da. So I said before na about there, and yes, because so if it be so there, Charlie, for that one, me and my brother we agree, and my sister and Nana Jack we agree. But if you know be so there, again. All right, so they are making Yes, when you tell me nothing is going on, I find it very difficult to appreciate it. Because yes, pick ministry by ministry. And then I am saying, I think I heard it today. So I'm say common fund for various district assemblies. They should use it to build schools and hospitals, right? Some time back, all these monies were kept at the presidency. So when you tell me nothing is happening, go to MP, the reforms there. They are making changes. And they are making changes. Go to other sectors. Call NHIA. Kwabena, right? 60 motorcycles have been provided to the Western North Health Directorate to enhance healthcare delivery and strengthen service accessibility across the region. How can you convince me that nothing is happening? Convince me saying Christopher, therefore, so what is happening to the Ora? Ora no there. So I can say Ora no na issue. I will agree. So we need to pick the things. You don't need to lump it. We need to pick it. When you're picking your man one by one, then we can have a very healthy conversation. You understand? So when you talk about oral, yes, I share the same sentiments. I share the same. Last week, Minya Aye Wahasi. By this time now, MPP in 2017, this time MPP near prosecutions. No, be here now, prosecutions. It tells you that NDC and Yahweh, they just lied against them. So if you are telling me that you didn't try to go almost a catch them and then we move on. But if indeed and Yema and second opposition you know, and 6 months down the line we are here, Kwame, then there's a problem. Then there's a problem. But that is not my point. I'll come there. You can't tell me, go to Dr. Hannah Bisiu, go to Free Zones Board, Dr. Mary Awusi's office. The kind of reforms. Go there. Agric Ministry. Nkukwankitenkiti project. You're a media house. Talk to the minister. NSS, National Service Crowd, Massa, a Juma Kosu Hono, and you better. Say, your friend say, broiler, broiler, and Kokono, Okwa Bontia, 200, 230. Broiler from your friend say, NSS farms. And people who are anti, Naminim say, a National Service Secretariat or more farms. Today, don't go for saying in a boss. And I said, go and check. You can buy broiler as cheap as 100 Ghana cedis. Go to Temaport. Go to Temaport. NIA. Yaira Koku. Go there. The one must see ja NIO Emma Yaira Koku. Now go share Juma. Sa young man aye ewo NIA. The sacrifices he's making. Look at Basintele. Why expanding the scope? Meeting with interested groups. Now saying fire service. Omni nipa say na koye. Now say ya fire service. Then other so 5,000, right? Wow. Amabua, what are you, sir? Are you friends? Water Gatsy? Water Gatsy? Where NSS? Yes, NSS. Farms? Yeah, where Kumahu? Omo bro. 1,500 acres of maize farm. And Omoye. And you're telling me nothing is going on. I find it very difficult. I find it, this is national. Look, until recently, Ghana for Ukraine News has said National Service for one sase across the country and the operations director, that is Donko Fuseni, he's moving like a lion. Donko is moving like a lion. Because reforms are to be Kwachinumanye or Ghana gas. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. You don't know, I say, I could be a friend in Lamte or Ghana gas one way, Ghana or then Semnam. But on another 70 days, so later, we will face him at the right time. That guy will come and face him at the right time, so no worries. But come on, please, Charlie. Yendi no kra mai ho kakra o. Yendi no kra mai ho kakra. Eno kra o ka no kra bibi anya o. Yendi no kra mai ho kakra. The crop from market 8 years. Obi about power 8 months. The crop from market is almost ready. Oka se we chire Kumasi ni se bibi ankoso a. Ebe de no atwase. The only difference is that MPP, even when omuye tour, they make noise. MPP are noisy neighbors, noisy opposition party. So if you don't take care, noise remember what feeling like BBI basa. If you don't take your time and sit back and do your analysis well, everyone feeling say BBI basa. Yeah, that is MPP for you. Me, if indeed 8 months na BBI ankoswa. Come on. Now, Sabita Frache, ye wini abey, ye wini abey. JM president. Me, I've known JM from 2008. Me ba sempa FM foforo. Enti me nya wo ewo ni fie. But o wini abey obedi president me hu no krada. Tie nyina obi ana mo bone bra. Eni say NDC go wrong at me Bobie say my some microphone me ntimi nka. 70 minutes said there na over am there na be me. Don't me nya me hwe because me ano baby I want me ma ho no aba be yem bibi me sra na ama me a fa. Omuye me kwasra dwuma baby no ma ama me a me nsi obio. So we dey nya force so no nya opposition me ntimi ni di watem me ntimi no nko me ntimi nya hwe. When you are there, you understand? So, I beg. Issue I beba so. Another issue I be person me tifri or quick. Na me koya juma. The issue with maybe komo security issues are. And I will appreciate it. And let me say this to the NDC. To be honest, streets no munye. Yan can't no crunch NDC streets no mu enye because Kwame I every last week Friday I couldn't believe myself like yes celebrating omo 3 separate gathering in pattern out of gunfire. So when you give me CD appreciation You give me all the economic indicators, and I don't feel safe. That is where I may side with Captain Smart and my sister Amejako that maybe Bibia Nkoso. Yes, on that note, I cannot go and buy tokenified. So much. I cannot go and buy your friend is say a bro bottle. Yes, in a boyful. Kwabena makoto a bro bottle 600 Ghana. Na me bedru fia no bi album to akumia and vaso be na waso. And I don't know why the NDC is struggling with security issues. I am shocked. For me, Sankamina Mtuma Mpenifua, when the president was outside, and Gonja issue no see, right? The two communities, Solar and almost about 30 people died. A big Ghana. Yeah, as if we are not with leadership in the country, as if we don't have leadership. As a normal, I don't see myself looking at 30 Ghanaian citizens dying out of clashes, and it's normal. It's not normal to me. Please, for heaven's sake, come on. Somebody should advise the president. It's not normal. Don't tell me. And go fat your behind my match. It does ain't fat. You understand? Yeah, papa be drufi. Nenimwa gasa wo capital. The seat where the seat of the government is. Yes, celebrating homo. Ana unim dia yema humete. Accra enipa 10 no. Enya one day o. Baako si yam say Thursday or Friday. Tashi yam say Thursday or Friday. No mo se atrase yam afofra si yesi se so to mo say. Enya ni so to. No se atra wa de chi then I'm like look, me I'm not interested with this token nu you know no nyamehwe. People are dying. People are just dying. You can show me where you talk on Ntimi Nkobose. Nkobose nkwa talk on where you know. Talk on me salary min dibi. The insecurity is becoming too, and nobody is saying anything. Obi enkahwe as if say as normal. It happened one MPP time. You say incompetence. You want to tell me today that it's normal because I am a mad person? Tini Matthias say, NDC there normal. Ain't normal. Please, you have the people there. Consult them. Larry Bevrolato was a consultant for a Kandapa. Why? Who consulted an idea? Can't we put our differences away and do the right thing? Consult them. Look, and you see, there be a metra demo. Question me busa me say that ben na one share me victim. Me oba boy. Oba yes na say I want my son to move around freely in a society. Eya opia me yamon siseme. Tasi die two anu omwom no a stray bullet o. A stray bullet or be okone baby. And a cano. So assuming me will fear near frame before bako ku free street mu ada yan crofo groups to aircon na omo exchange guns na ebia cano. What is it? Ebia wo minister no anasa India wo land cruiser do ba betremu. Yeah now for me you need any opportunity to protect our kids. Please, why? Yes, Remo. You are doing well, but unim dede no esanyama we na overshadow na ama Captain Smart na na Major Kwabena say nothing is going on. Yes, and they are not wrong. They are not wrong. Because give me the best of dollar, CD, whatever. Give me all the indicators. Give me even single digit. Give me whatever. Let me buy even maize, rice like 400 per bag. Let me buy blah, blah, blah. Let me buy washing machine, 50 CDs. Now, it's a maybe drew fee. No, be able to me. I can't use the washing machine. What is it? First of all, and you see, I can't support bad things, even though I voted for NDC. I'm not brought up like that. It's not my style. Because whatever happens, one day you'll be affected. Into the trouble, you want to defend it. One day you'll be affected. That is why you come to appreciate. Yeti kroma sabita fracho obia nkai yaw. But enipa nwotwe a omkonya nkwanhia. Look at the pain e your mind yekomu. O ga senti ye was situation ke de be save a ki an save omo. We went through bad pain. Very bad one. Na said yes ankrofo no omo wo no ye ya no. The same as the 30 people at Bole Esola. The same as the 10 people in Accra here. The same. They are the same blood. The same mojano and a gufom. The same mojano. So we can't assume that we have some precious 8. Then we assume that we have some useless 40. And if they die, let them die. At least, maybe minam two man penifua. Because this is the time he needs to speak to the country. Speak to us. Talk to us. Yeja no, ye di fi eja o, ye di Accra from eja o. Accra from na ye di eja o say manager no. Things are going wrong, things are going bad. You are not talking to anybody. Why do we call somebody a manager? You manage bad times, good times. That is a manager. Tini tu broni onimyansa no use the word manage it, manager, manage it. So you manage the good ones and you manage the bad ones. It's so simple. Nyansa, unyansa be call Harvard or be Legon, acquire masters. Nyansa. I wish the president after Akwatia will speak to us. Talk to us. Give us the assurance. Let us hear your voice that you are the father of the country. Now, Jaya Okoeno, the see any yampe. Obayano so the SCN yampe. Speak to the various parties. Speak to them. Sometimes, obviously behind the scene. No, Rollins will come out and speak. Sometimes as a father you need to speak to the people. Speak. Kasa. Kwame, yet to a maimu. Say obi a to Land Cruiser. No the security lights abobo hon. Obi a to Land Cruiser. No the security light. Me dwene ho a me say Mwani abria nam se MTTU for no mtwimoto no kurampo de se enenu ano me mpese me keka nkwasi asem obi ato Land Cruiser de light ahye animu no ebo siren no bonyo enwe no MTTU motor for no omna lead do fa e friend say traffic mu Kwame Adam tin say yes say enkrofo kura timi to police motorbike on timi to motorbike sifi no ma branded say police bike edura nwumre no mo ko ba bia no mo ma obi ahye police atare na wabetu edu mo mwa yes say bike ni yes apostle Kojo Safo obi I don't know how true it is but I've heard it. Why should we allow these things to happen? For what? aja abaya sesa police for no more barrier no you can't blame them because abaya sesa odwene ne ho wachira no ko gina Land Cruiser bia siren esisu na bia government in power nipa ne be yi na dia no ye ne dey say Ghana obi awi ni power, do you know me and ano a ye yera omanebo amanu mayi na mene Kion honorable Kion ye gina park na echi saa na barrier bi wo ho ti police ni ga bi na ehwe nti uduru anu wa bi ama no awuram na NDC mawe ibi Kwame wa boko seti den no wa chire table den na ni yemi aye flat tumi se corset na mia na ankasa na we no ntosi ni no egusro wasra so na ne sisram no apai ni siriti abedru ha na timi so watwi ankasa na odru barrier ho no ogina ho hwe girl no so no obi ka asem chese girl no nwie no mebie no obi aso amafo san ho on say barricade no edu timi pagya na odi asiwo na akọ na ogina ho no wahenham na mo so me ne kio ogina ne hwe no na after of fragile no won't you come and open it share na me ki on here no ti police ni ga no be bieye na okwa se na onim kion me di onim me no aka check kion tell her who I am yeah okwa aza kion so o ekubasi ni na aza kubasi Bobie no ya no nye okoye na kios ya hede o chire ya de o chire hubi na ya de o chire ko se wanya DC bi o se si obi tiri nche o no hu de onye no ho and the police ni no barrier ho no ohun Land Cruiser ne siren na osoro but private guys Kwame, the kind of arms they are carrying in their Land Cruisers, you have no idea. Why? Where are there entire dinsi ebesiano? Amen. Fraud boys nyina was sirens wo mokam. Mi Bobie me nkwaji siren enye hwe mi ni obi a mi nkwadware no mi nkwadware otumfo mi nkwaji obi awo ba bi awo kono simuntem mi kwaji siren no to me kam na aban sisa no ma akoyi akote Jimmy life ben no live your normal life and be free in this abraba we are here we and I say ade bi aba obi nya ska kakra bia ya na mempese me mention names ye nyina yenim no ma kwa kofa boys be 4-5 no ma show mo mask hood no akata omo anim no ma jock up no mo de etuo side and they use side arms oh yes most of them are not registered because of sa niam an ntinu se kwa me say boys not to take ganga omo edim crofo achi no omo programs. I don't get it. I just make it where I'm like anybody 70. Most of them almost side arms, almost pump packs almost usually and say abaya adwuma o. Ya jimintino, your name said they are forming armed gangs. We don't know. They are forming armed gangs. First, security registered security companies. And I will call baby now per security. Normal security for normal today, the boys are forming armed gangs with land guards. And the boys now who almost say who do know. Land guards anajo. They are killing the people. Why should we stay in a country? Why we have some boys that they be only who da kata womanim? Enti mo Jimmy, the akoso hate no, enti what Jimmy tu ye. What Jimmy? Haiti. Omo gang leader do. Unim no a police ni o. No a police ni penny. And he was able to identify all the gangs. Oye bibi no mo yin the free police nim. And what can boys ni nyina boom. And what do mu dim kwasi asem bepem ne America for so mo dey say $50 million bounty opportunity so said dey. Ye hwe wo mo. Crofo say hood. Already. Unim say drugs echo another level. Ye bedi homo. Enti dabio. Enti omunim say even before the homo no, there were small chieftaincy issues within the Gan state. Do you know omunim? You can be proactive. Enti na unim. And that day no into almost 3 days no out of ye 14 or 15,000 or 17,000 police force no even say sacrifice even 1,000 policemen. Your police for pay attention there no no o ma take care of sachi. And he say abrofo organize events programs our Germany in America who the kind of security around security don't go temu obia the appearance the way the force best street this no and my young boy bia was who Jimmy onom tramo obia no or ye calm because adia ye face no ha no e west than abrochire America some organize program na say security no mu jai say oh obi be dia kum nipa be 30 okuratuo na omo be say omo twanya na edru Ghana ye jimi nti Ansah ya shase organize national morning day ne ya twe flag ye say half mast ye jimi nti ye jimi ama ye hu sika ani bibia na ye refi say we have a country to govern. Sule, these are ethnic and chieftaincy conflicts. Are you going to deploy police and military 24/7 in all conflict zones? I don't believe that you want to suggest that the security forces are influencing these shootings. Yes, the president should address us. Fatun Chen, but the Oba na mepe. So you say ethnic and chieftaincy and Accra no purely with chieftaincy. The question you must ask yourself is say until the homo no obi obi fie na kwakon. We your common sense nyansa. Baby asemo. Any catch am say young police service no. Ni entre enane jungle, o man we nane jungle. Wa betimi wo yonko no atimi no. I think yebesre. But once again our appeal to the president to speak to us, speak to the country, talk to us. Yeah, was treating more, so we see how people are worried. Maybe your ministers they don't go to the street from office, they go into their air conditions and just sit there, so they don't know what the people are saying. Yeah, was treating more. The citizens are worried. They know the government is doing well, but insecurity. Sweep the system, flash the system, bring your experienced hands on board, bring people on board. Mobia nya biwate, mobia mwa, the baby adrune edding, mobia mwa. You can't single out. I have seen people talking about Muntaka. The issue is not a personal issue. So the question Muntaka, I will have a problem. A systemic failure. The issue is not about Muntaka. The issue is not about Razak. You can change Muntaka, you can change Razak, and still Ubenyas have a problem. No? Why? Do you think Muntaka the open is, you know? Is that what you think? Do you think that the Razak the open is, you know? A systemic failure. Bring all hands on board, on deck. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Seek experience, seek advice, seek other opinions. That's all. Let's implement it. Seek advice. Bring your best hands on board. Masa mummy entrance. Say ya ne day. Muyam penin form why bida. How do we do it? Because the issue is not about okay, say yes, be alcofa to be an answer Lariasiaba. Then you are telling me that after their demise into my way in no, but yes, we need their experience. We should bring them on board in whatever way I can tell. Bring them on board. Seek their advice. Seek their wise counseling. Yemfa way in far, yemfa way in share, yenny way in freer. Yes. And you be behind say yeah political we do things based on the powers that is in our hands. No. Mariam, asem we maka obi di 8 years ejai etu Kwame o ka se etu aban me ka chen this say etu ni niema MPP fo be jan ho e wo system we mu no. The first thing because look MPP enu omo tim so omo pese jomama succeed da because the omo je economy no 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 omo say economy no be gu na nimu ase enu abon po enu omo atwe waba street ni mu enu omo pushi boys na tu ogu system ni mu me wo say MPP ni bi abetre say or say jomama in opposition can be MC BBC I think a Accra area baby na in this for na say esi wo John Mahama eno ne chie no almost say wale e man prusi ne kusas for issues no na John Mahama e bo eyekutia e baomia na say ono so esi won ni krom no so they will do everything to make sure some begu animu ase so they on guard. They on guard. Simple. We anything. Omudu wafa economic line. What me arresati economy no. Omudu wafa omasa education. What me arresati education system no. Health sector. Omu kwaso akando problems. Na akando fine tuning. Na autotoniema. And you say the ebe jaya tuona gum. Flash the system. You know them. You know the boys. Akwa we ya your friend say buga so MPP vice third vice chairman says that boy na no call hunto programs no. Could you believe say NDC win here any 3 weeks? That boy we at one of the stations say or catch MPP ni bia o to say onyimra onnomumpi MPP boys in fair to na wo mo nchen no infra bonten. Asem we makasa se mi Bobie pa dia we buga but say dia memwo ya yonkofa sa na tie because this guy should have been picked meso obekire MPP for boys pro no obekire you obekire onjere obeto widim nengaso ye buga ka ben drufie no na wo be drufie wo be kire ba bia boys kro no no mo fa tu ni mra no then we will take you there and go and pick those guns okay no be asre my brother so my brother for no he's my brother from my brother hey obi ka say we now hwe no my brother really na mo jai we nyina na mo ani abre obi Lamborghini the whole security apparatus na ani abre Lamborghini enya odia enya Ghana ni bi adia enya obi adia ena taxes And at the end, Lamborghini taxis way. Yana na better motorway. Nasha tawale we ya ono no amanate no ono na mo ani abre no so. Gidi. You were pressing issues power. Adas abuga me hwene ni video ni bia. Then I say to myself like, hey, so this guy is still walking around freely. And it's true. All my boys know arms. Yeah, we can only make noise. We can only talk. Sometimes, kasano, a bit me is so irritating, so nauseating. You don't want to listen to the voice. Yeah, agreed. Those who are the top who feel like, oh, and this is called opposition crowd. I can negotiate with people. Keep on negotiating. One day will be a very bad time for you. I'll leave it here. But Makama Semeni, huge massacre. Send me now.
I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter. And I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, want to see policies that work for them. They want fairness, they want opportunity, they want to live in dignity and prosperity. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts. They're asking to be given a fair shot. And let's give them just that. The task before us requires leadership that is empathetic, that is disciplined and accountable, leadership that is not defined by titles, but by service, that is not defined by slogans, but by substance. And so I issue this challenge to each of you to lead your sectors with vision and integrity, to champion innovation, make decisions based on facts and data and not on guesswork. Spend public funds wisely and judiciously. Reject opulence. And never forget, your first duty is to the people of Ghana and not to your own political survival, not to the applause you will get, and not to your personal gain. I want each of you to leave this retreat with a clarity of purpose and with the humility to keep learning. This job is not about knowing it all. It is about listening. For example, I'll stay true to the values. And please remember, when any of us fall short, I will not hesitate to act. I didn't think that was what you would clap for. Let us leave here with renewed determination. Let us work not for applause, but for results. Let us lead with honor, and let us remember always that the true measure of our success will be the lives we touch and the legacy we leave behind. And finally, let me remind us all that the destiny of our party and our future success depends on the legacy that this current administration will establish. And so we must give it our all. We must work together to make our party's future successful. I therefore have the privilege and honor to declare this executive leadership program duly open. My brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy, we can create jobs, we can restore faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. You were not appointed to occupy space. You were appointed to solve problems. Let me remind you of the social contract we have entered into. The Ghanaian people expect us to deliver, and we must not with excuses, but with results. I've said before and I repeat now, This is the legacy term of my presidency. I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter. And I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, want to see policies that work for them. They want fairness, they want opportunity, they want to live in dignity and prosperity. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts. They're asking to be given a fair shot. And let's give them just that. The task before us requires leadership that is empathetic, that is disciplined and accountable, leadership that is not defined by titles, but by service, that is not defined by slogans, but by substance. And so I issue this challenge to each of you to lead your sectors with vision and integrity, to champion innovation, make decisions based on facts and data and not on guesswork. Spend public funds wisely and judiciously. Reject opulence. And never forget, your first duty is to the people of Ghana and not to your own political survival, not to the applause you will get, and not to your personal gain. I want each of you to leave this retreat with a clarity of purpose and with the humility to keep learning. This job is not about knowing it all. It is about listening. For example, I'll stay true to the values. And please remember, when any of us fall short, I will not hesitate to act. I didn't think that was what you would clap for. Let us leave here with renewed determination. Let us work not for applause, but for results. Let us lead with honor, and let us remember always that the true measure of our success will be the lives we touch and the legacy we leave behind. And finally, let me remind us all that the destiny of our party and our future success depends on the legacy that this current administration will establish. And so we must give it our all. We must work together to make our party's future successful. I therefore have the privilege and honor to declare this executive leadership program duly open. My brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy, we can create jobs, we can restore faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. You were not appointed to occupy space. You were appointed to solve problems. Let me remind you of the social contract we have entered into. The Ghanaian people expect us to deliver, and we must not with excuses, but with results. I've said before and I repeat now, this is the legacy term of my presidency. I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter. And I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, want to see policies that work for them. They want fairness, they want opportunity, they want to live in dignity and prosperity. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts. They're asking to be given a fair shot. And let's give them just that. The task before us requires leadership that is empathetic, that is disciplined and accountable, leadership that is not defined by titles, but by service, that is not defined by slogans, but by substance. And so I issue this challenge to each of you.
Oh, Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono sacked, and said, "Yenya on Tobera, Beboya Manieno." Let me leave it for him. No, my the full details. Sami Akwaba. So the news is all over. Tokonu is gone, and there's the communique from the presidency. 1st September 2025. I may go through Kakre, be quick. All right. Okay, so it's here. Okay. So Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu. President Mahama removes Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu from office. Full details. President John Dramani Mahama has, in accordance with Article 146, 1469 of the 1992 Constitution, removed the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu, from office with immediate effect. This follows receipt of the report of the committee constituted under Article 1465 to inquire into a petition submitted by a Ghanaian citizen, Mr. Daniel Ofori. After considering the petition and the evidence, the committee found that the grounds of stated misbehavior under Article 1461 had been established and recommended her removal from office. Under Article 1469, the president is required to act in accordance with the committee's recommendations, signed by Honorable Felix Kwachi Ofosu, MP, and Minister of Communications at the presidency. Pacho, mame, share we know they also will be no kind. Oh no, okay. Let me see the constitutional instrument. Okay. Maybe Article 1469. But still no problem. Maybe they will wait me breaking your down so that so it me akwa baby mejo sunana good so Araba Tokunu answer the Araba Tokunu no see shiache last week nene her birthday na ye twa so mama me twa so mapacho abrawe pa mapacho ze me mansu ntimi kokumasi a me nam chebi na ko fe ba so nam chebi na ba kakra. We slow. You hello person trust that for a kiss mommy. If you person go wash him. There we are very ache. Everybody ache. Anyway, because Tony they are going to chinga. Na mami chat for na afefo so. I be say na nebo na nya babidu. Na penisi so try be wo na agye ntem. Sure. Oyo ba so na se oba oyo ba na se bi utwetwe ukunu bibi na ekesia. Wa na abeje. Eda wachi. Enti oye ntama na okowanim. Asemu ye sha se nkenye na nke wira dadadada. But na Araba Tokunu free say obetimi a frustrate a delay process no by unnecessary court suit any hon krodoba. They say President Mahama wi o ECOWAS. Enti entwen de na ECOWAS ni EU force de beba. Ntintin tie wa nyina ne say statement already ye no. Amamra no kire say obi eye article 146 omo to say Chief Justice ni mpenyufo do ba mukuta say the bridge na so bo appointment ebo create appointment no so bi ye niam ho sem na we bumra so a ye isi abadwa na ye hwehwemu na article 146 no na article 149 na kire say committee na president be set up no omo koye omo investigation etna se probi a give fair hearing Emma the accused any the respondent obia ba be kanin sembo nkru no muwie no mu se kwadu na ya bona dance bu edi adanse se ampa bone ne yesi asimesi na obenti aye no waya o mampeni gina article 146 clause 9 eno so no mampeni be gina edi ayi to first one the mampeni gina so article 146 no ene kire se petition bi sa ba obe the member eye committee we obes establish this committee no ma yomunhwemu se committee no report no recommendation back confirm say ampa allegations na level against ni panel no kra obegina article 146 clause 9 now there you know ento mampeni de yi Araba Tokunu na me enyame nwanwa de enyame nwanwa ne say o mampeni John Dramani Mahama penso ena former
Commission on Human Rights, no. No, can I say NCC? No, Shraj, Commission on Human Rights and Justice. No, yes. Mami, ono ne penso. Eno Samson yani ni mu nyina na ka ho. Omo de petition call na a lawyer. Say odi aban sika 100,000. So 150,000. Odi akwa renovate on one personal home. Ifie. Ansah say wo yes sir. President Mama set up committee ni bae no. Wo yi na di. Because ana mra na tie because di abai committee ni report na ba chese omo atimi anya o chese wutie committee no omo presentation na omo say file document nko omo file about 10,000 pieces of a document omo anya botra go no nyina araba toku no the 4 lawyers and be defending no the accused the respondent and the complainant ofori one also the 4 lawyers araba toku no efre witnesses 12 ofori so prayer witnesses 12. So for all this month oma go through no mo de aba now more recommendation committee na recommend say eyampa kwadu ne de abo araba tokunu say why misbehavior wa na subampadi na wana ne say odo manga na sika agromedamase the answer say odo manga na sika ye ode aye ode ga na sika ebi ne tratekiti di mani kunu edi tu kwan wode Ghana sika was say wode efa ne personal official guard now odi tu kwan no o se ne guard ne ntina fie wono tena play mu enye yi ana wode ma ne ba afi kra de ne ba no kra no play no baby seat o so okotena so o say this kakase to so me upgrade no ade ne ko first class ni nyina ya o man Ghana sika Ansah say nko sa de no wabedia ye bo no kwadu no wabeyi ano amoma bobo na no cross examination ni nyina mu no committee no report no om recommendation na come president say the araba tokonu aye no on sem fata so okoso ye chief justice
and some of the issues she considered.
Yes, she considered on one case statement or the babontin we consider say yes it's true say we use official trip the aye private trip at the expense of a taxpayer money ono ankasa gitumu enti committee no recommendation mo di abano no se committee na recommend na president Mahama ka say yes committee no atena say yehwemu e de adanse abache say ampa araba tokunu kwadu de abon no bisabo araba wo be ka hala araba nyen ka araba tokunu araba tokunu
alaba
ya alaba stamp from central region araba tokunu
araba
dabi ono araba stamp alaba tokunu. Can I continue? Yes. Report now recommendation that ben na say kwadu ne de board no maame no wo differ enti president Mahama constitution was a kire say bas wo differ a gina mamra we su ne fa yi na di enti say president Mahama krabo no musu say ebi a araba tokunu asem when the best friend one ne ko na krana eni to ni share program ase na o man side eye eno ho nkro ne ba enti on de on ko so antan on mo ko no president Mahama ne be impeach no because constitution wa be kire say president a fail because the ma ye nyina constitutional requirement. So if the president fails to apply by the constitution and the laws are the same constitution ni kire asotwe former president the president Mahama do na from the pepe nemum me chance ombetimi amenya at least copies of the findings because says sikano araba tokunu edi bi man kunu etwa take it edi twa take it di man ma chese ono no ka say ye procurement no ama ne ma atimi akobie company no mo di aba ni nyina no eyo man Ghana sika we need to recover all those monies sika bia araba tokunu spend ye as a chief justice edi onu ankasa ni family yi am family akwanso no na says can was agi esa de Ghana na de betu foto mo de maye enti I'm hoping say omo be make a public na Ghana fo nyina atimi ehu especially when they were doing the cross examination omo timi am ehu ne wo say ampa araba tokonu scanner wedi no oman Ghana ye de ache no anase wo se eje because o maka say first scanner che no anana some of us yente ase. We need to recover. Oko public account committee sittings enkrofo di 5,000 12,000 1,002 yes o mo first scanner mra nti araba tokonu edi oman Ghana sika agro medamase e de hwe na busiafo a you de agya kwa enya akwa de kukrumute kwa Yesu a e de so tro ne gya kwan. So we need to recover all those monies.
So some mention a quick one with article 1461. Maybe we can pick one and pick the the subsequent ones.
Article 146 clause 9.
One. A justice of the superior court or a chairman of the regional tribunal shall not be removed from office except for stated misbehavior or incompetence or on ground of inability to perform the functions of his office arising from infirmity of body or mind.
Say judge for a more court higher court can say higher court and nasa regional tribunal they say any regional tribunal sankro for no ntimi nyi omo emfiri wa ntimi nyi omo de gise omo aye sa nya mai wa kire se de di nkan wabon wonim na djuma anase owo apomudin ha bi a entimi ma nya na djuma.
All right, so let's deal with the 9 because from point 2 3 4 5 that's clause 2 clause 3 clause 4 clause 5 gives you the processor
and to the fire
clause 2 a justice of the superior court of judicature or a chairman of the regional tribunal may only be removed in accordance with the procedure specified in this article. 3. If the president
was say a superior court justices or more court of appeal, high court, any supreme court, any regional tribunals, so you bet me a sankro for no, I can't bet me first way sankro for no, a shishene mra, a was our constitution.
So, clause 3, if the president receives a petition for the removal of a justice of a superior court other than the chief justice or for the removal of the chairman of a regional tribunal, he shall refer the petition to the chief justice, who shall determine whether there is a prima facie case. For where the chief justice decides that there is a prima facie case, he shall set up a committee consisting of 3 justices of the superior courts or chairman. So in this case, now as a president suspending the acting chief justice.
No, to say other justices. To say high court judges. Yes, and to women also are from tribunal and deco. And to say high courts and a supreme court to Fonibia. The president receive petition or the Bema chief justice.
Exactly. So 4, when the chief justice decides that there is a prima facie case, he shall set up a committee consisting of 3 justices of the superior courts or chairman of the regional tribunals or both appointed by the judicial council and 2 other persons who are not members of the council of state, nor members of the parliament, nor lawyers, and who shall be appointed by the chief justice on the advice of the council of state. So clause 5, the committee appointed under clause 4 of this article shall investigate the complaint and shall make its recommendations to the chief justice, who shall forward it to the president. Clause 6, where the petition is for the removal of the chief justice, the president shall, acting in consultation with the council of state, appoint a committee consisting of 2 justices of the supreme court.
And Tihano say a chief justice in where president will not consult the CJ, but consult the council of state.
Yeah. A committee consisting of 2 justices of the Supreme Court, one of whom shall be appointed chairman by the president, and 3 other persons who are not members of the Council of State, nor members of Parliament, nor lawyers. So you know, so they satisfied that clause 7. The committee appointed under clause 6 of this article shall inquire into the petition and recommend to the president whether the chief justice ought to be removed from office. All proceedings under this article shall be held in camera, and the justice or chairman against whom the petition is made is entitled to be heard in his defense by himself or by a lawyer or other aspect of this choice, of his choice. So 9, That's clause 9. The president shall in each case act in accordance with the recommendations of the committee.
Finito.
So you have 10 and 11. The 10 where petition has been referred to a committee under this article, the president may. A. In the case of the Chief Justice acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State by warrant signed by him, suspend the Chief Justice. B. In the case of any other justice of a superior court or of a chairman of a regional tribunal acting in accordance with the advice of the Judicial Council, suspend that justice or that chairman of a regional tribunal. And clause 11, which is the last one, the president may at any time revoke a suspension under this article.
But we didn't suspension, we dismiss
and
as I'm not thinking it's a way you say, Sequadu at the Mwafu Penny Chief Justice. Ubi Kobono Kwedu, and Obi could ye man penny su three, and Obi could grant to all man penny, say, at the Mwafu Penny, I ye and Yamon Sem when there's Ubampedi. Wabuga na mraswa omampeni saka sa eye dwantoano a omampeni ebetia Council of State for enaso na odiama omo na fe Council of State for no aso atenase ahwemu no mahwemu so okay sa kwadu adebo no kra sansem ye wubehia se ebese ebre ne adaje ni ahwehwemu so mu ene friend prima facie no enti so mu Council of State for tenase ino mu friend pa no de kwadu ba busebusa no mu se nsem o kan ye nsem o mu do wo se ehwemu a na fo maka cho mampeni se ensem ne wubehia se bedon suko se koba ne se wi a emra ne so mampeni anyi aye nipa enum nipa num
but also what is the effect in all this after removing token what
the effect a woman ni say a part of can say cleaning exercise Ghana ni bia expect say e bekoso judiciary obekan ya Kandapa as a minister for national security for kokoye survey omo survey no mo de ba ne kire say Ghana yati sebi wa atenti huo tu ya etu ne de kwa treasure ne nyina ne say Ghana fo ni gidie e wa atemu atena yenum amo no ankasa ka say eyo how kese pa one of the biggest security threat e de Ghana fo say ye wo otemu afo peni ayo no na sede araba tokonu as a lawyer araba tokonu as a judge araba tokonu as a chief justice all the practices over the years one way or the other no will be atia Ghana mra ama wabu na tan ama bia nipa ne da afiase will be atia Ghana mra ama wagina Ghana mra so atwena so enti sa wo be ya temuafo panyi na se wutiecha sa mra no aso a bibia ne wasi wo kwasa wo de ma afa ho di ne ka sa wo de ya temuafo panyi nti no wafa ho adi in any case asemi baaye no wunya aloya fo mako enan the same judicial service no a wo araba tokonu wona na wo supervise wona na odo anono wo de nsam na hodo court more than 3 or 4 times court no na wo te so as you be perfect no mo transit tire nsam no mo nyina boni nyina tuguye ana bejekwa na yo mo hwehwemu abejefo mo ye hwehwemu so yesa ajaje for mako miensa wonu omo ana na ti Supreme Court bench ni so ene omo mu free outside bom say Ghana for ni nyina akire ni ama okwan say kwa bia da bo ni be yi hu no oba no o de lawyer for mako enan o free adanse for mako dumienu amomu nyina ba be di adanse nipa no obo kwa adu no so won so de lawyer for enan wono so free adanse for mako dumienu na etisa de court ye di wasem no anya se obedi adanse na okọ ye ma obegina adaka num ni atoto ano se wo kan sei uye sei ubibi tro obi adwene a ni abisa ni nyina so ye ni nyina o me ye ni nyina wi om keka bo mu no de beto ebeda adi ni se kwadu ne ade bo araba togonu se wa na subampa adi wa na subampa adi no eda di pefe so a Ghana mra no a ye de appoint araba tokonu no ama obeye chief justice se se wa na subampa adi ye nyina sa mra no aso na o mampeni ehwan wase konya enti emra na ye adwuma na ye me de say araba tokonu na kasa no sometime ago can say it doesn't matter how many noises are made, the law is the law. Say emfa huni dede a obeye emra ne de ye emra emfa huni number of legal suit out the be challenge the petition any the committee na probe eye wo case no emra ne ye emra and found one in the number of lawyers I don't make mama represent you emrani yemra and found one in number of witnesses abefre so mumra media dance and found the law is the law and found one in number of months I will be delay the process the law will still be the law and found one say after this obeko ECOWAS obeko AU and that's obeko European Union obeko UN the law will still be the law and the law is the law and to our history we still have some more ways to read because the electoral commission we need to clear electoral commission there is not supposed to be one electoral commission there and we say all the 7 commissioners in all of them will see a video and there was some other officials be what regional directors constituency district directors most of them has to go because we need to build the confidence and trust in our electoral processes. Now for the kwakoto aba MPP be feel confident say even in opposition abana ye kwakoto no bi antimi wiem NDC in government we feel say even me kura na me wa ba mu no mintimi chinchim mra nani in favor anything myself. That is the process we want to build. Enti aba to konu de baba name say me kanana we want to know say sikana aba to konu edi bi twa plane ticket manu kunu edi bi twa ticket di man ma ede gro madam ase no ye ja mana fa ne say diana because we need to recover all those monies to the back to the cafes because ye nya say sika no pa ya de hu ya enti ye nya ne sa ma ne nko wodi kokromoti akwa ye dia o say de sotro ja ne kwan wodi ja kwa so na ye nya okwa eni nti no omoma ye hu onu ankasa onu an response so troye MPP as a political party publish the man no waji to say ampa onu as a chief justice akwantu ane wo so to official no we so man Ghana resources at the private trip sika wa senke de man bodyguard na bambo for what the says kana man ba esa de bi kura sa so e de man no ni nyina tia Ghana mra. We need to recover all those lost monies. And to me, Yan sa man for baby over the end and asem. So say the area him say, President Mahama, for some time now, from now go, we expect to say President Ebe nominate a new Chief Justice. Ada say the host is here no, Obemano, Obe confirm no, and now so Obe nominate to be no, it's up to the president. Obe nominate to be na parliament so have no. No, so about twice in a juma. But the quest for Ghanaians to make sure say we sanitize our judicial system no should continue because now a judicial system no say antra say na baby akwa kodundi entia langard in semna doso no e fa ye nyama suban da na di okọ ye
na mema me busa say so ujire say Tokonu in her absence the judiciary will be in the thing better. You see the main cause of our judicial failures.
Ana hwade Ghana a judiciary ninya problems enye ne. Na so uti abakosem a even before Rawlings it was there. Even before Rawlings it was there. But Rawlings by and there was some sort of a discipline. Professor Mills by Professor Mills huye. Ananso koya undercover. Yehu die pie mu bae Mahama yehu ye enkrofo afide ni yomu nyina edifri ho enti ye banana ye clean ye sanitize system no then MPP came Akufo-Addo bae no tell me one thing that Akufo-Addo government did tell say Akufo-Addo bae wo any agenda to sanitize the judicial system name of the Akufo-Addo ye and say Akufo-Addo took advantage of the weak judicial system that we have. And on the end personal thing, Akufo-Addo sat down and now appointed and Crawford even a contested on the ticket of MPP to the Supreme Court. Akufo-Addo quite me appointed over 11 justices to the Supreme Court. BC that. Oko Court of Appeal wa appointed Manabroso and Akufo-Addo Supreme Court Justice ni bi kura time onyansu yeso omobeko retirement no na Akufo-Addo appointed standby justice omotwen so omobeko retirement no do ma replace oko high court wa finish ho, oko court of appeal wa finish ho, oko supreme court wa finish ho, wa finish ho nyina anya say papa o we recruiting non MPP people and Ghana for nkasa dia dance here. First time I told about presidential ye de court supreme court aye yi TV sumo obi ehun ye hu judge for makumako enkono ana presiding judge Justice William Atuguba. Ghana for nkasa that's when many Ghanaians big shots or more the process no Ghana for we be who's na sa court no kwase na sitie ni fair judge for enkono no say bibi kura motion obi be movie objection obi be movie mpo a na so mo be rule a obia de nchire mu de ntia objection should be sustained and answer that objection should be overruled no obia de nchire mu ebeba omu bu atani nyina wieye a judge for makomako enum say MPP for case nye ai mu 9 MPP for case ye no enan na omo say MPP case omo do mu nchire mu bai enum na omo say MPP for case nye yentungu omo so do mu nchire mu bai enti Ghana for nyina hu say Supreme Court judge for nkro na omo tena bench no so no satem omo de ba obia wo nadwen eni ntina judge bia no obia proceedings in the course now take you note because yes so obia mfa na temu omra then ebedu akufuado penso a anytime bia every case be go Supreme Court to bia no judge for do matemu ba omo nyina agina faako obia mfa nkyeremu ma se de entia mesusi enye ne se ebesi na me no ka sei 2021 eye Supreme Court wa ekoye a omo ka so mabon sansam nana ebesi omo de ruling aba details of from judgment omo de aba omo fa mai but omo take that decision enti Ghana for nyina hu say no system no say now what the president and the government has to do and say they should go back because Krofo could have face certificate and Krofo hold almost to say a lot of crimes so we need to clear the system, we need to sanitize the system, we need to overhaul the judiciary. Said the buyer confidence the beba judiciary no na sanana Kwabena ofa mitaku ni me sempo a men ka say wo me do kokko tren kosi aga nti metete wa bo obuoku because sa na koba ana ahinsam mebrebe a obawe ahimfo miewani we no maka ni eku ye ho no because sa cases na court bebre ana Supreme Court justice ni judge for no mosro no e fa wo prime areas at Tonton Sasia on the quiet they have lands. O manto. Nemum Sabusia Busia or any no any bano press as all man so ya will be kind negotiation now coso near more judgment. No affect no aqua just as enter him for no the who say there's no justice out of court and the bands will be taught you. No the man ranting, no sort to the man ranting. A do a fashion near boom to near queer. As I said to be able to near queer. Nina can be. Nina can be and my injustices no adoso enti when we sanitize the system na Ghana for won say afedie ye wo ajage fo a omoti wo se umbebu atentene na mekura me di asam ne koe ne se masam nye da ye bebu mu fa obi anya na se wo de be court na se Ghana for elusu interest said ye elusu interest in the judiciary na a recipe for chaos because a one of the key element a bit me adana Ghana butu one of the key element a bit me adani Ghana butu and Kandapa said it or can in the presence of the former CJ my friend say ni yabua or can in the presence or kasinanim say adentina if free MPP aban ba ye KCB ade beba court to be a MPP aban bia no na mabu attend dia mawomo e dangerous or kasinanim amomu se esana mo atwa no atia ne mo makufu ade no no onfo obi a ho se bi onipa kwase wo to na mo a onwe wo kina woni de wo ne ya no odwene ho enti okwade odi okọ ne mo aka wonu an mo maka enti ye won krofo bebre wo ho we need to go back, we need to sanitize the system. Even me kamen kwa President Mahama the whole Supreme Court bench and ko overhaul it because na problem wo papa hwe abrantie bi papa bi a ye friend Simpson papa no ye adwuma bank ni wiase nyina wo ejapade ba akopɛ otimi tete ho otimi je bank loan ko to asase e wo airport residential ena papa si ne dan retirement house anokotenem ena broni bi be han ne dan ni bi a wo de ho ye no office ena broni no na brantia no ne ye adwuma ene we council of state member friend Atipu uti na broni no so abrantia one ne ye adwuma no ena broni no be han dan no eso okonu kroma ba no ko wuye ena wa brand one ye adwuma so obeto so ye adwuma to be ko so rent ena papa so no problem ugu so rent na so o pese munye joint venture na hon me prime area ntino o pese we see high rising build apartment ena papa na the joint venture so be ya e wo so tia certain amount to be the money pano mo ye japade no so anipa no some certain amount of percentage papa se fabra sika wo so tia wantimi antua rent na wo se wo tia so wantimi antua ena papa no se de anya hwe JV no kra me interested wantimi antua rent no kra so a wo de ka no me nya interested too efrima medan mo na fa medan ma me abranti wetimi frustrate papa ne sama papa ne de adwendwe wuye papa ni wuye ye no ne mane ba be japade no at the same thing na no last year Supreme Court adage for makumaku enum atna asem we so ebuaten say no wo council of state member suba wada na di enye ema court she say ontua rent na odeka over $400,000 in ontua enokura na nchen wantua ema the same court e she say omon court an japade entomo kofa eye ni Rolls Royce ekofa eye ni Jeep Wrangler kesiya pa esa kofa Toyota Highlander omufa na japade to omade te kan kro muntinwie oda so de ka over 200 and something thousand and the same court na sa be ka so oh atemo no de ba ye kra so makonom ko te japade no mu se mfuso omuntino they should hold on. Can you imagine this? Just case I go through High Court, Court of Appeal to Supreme Court.
But taking away Tokono will not let these kind of issues.
It's not make us say President Mahama on the way. Name still and crop for we need to. We need to. Major Padua behind me dying. I don't see her. Papa make an answer me.
There can be errors in judgment.
Nana, is he?
There can be errors.
There's no error, is he? And
no, me say there can be errors in judgment.
True. Nana, say Obi de oka no ma check. Say auditor kana ma na check. Oko bank one e catch say check we. Untimi fanyiska. Nana, is it not a criminal offense? If you have a council of state member, wako rent will be property, our denica, kwa court, so metria. Now I come check 1, 2, 3. Nipa nina nipa no kwa no check na bounce. Sa nipa no nya criminal. Sa wako jo obi eja padia rent. Nasa for years udi panika 400,000. Tuya usu ntimi tuya nipa no so me dia chaw. 2 free major padiem just because I was a airport residential. Na ho na nkrofosi apartment omunya price ntino chinchine twa opeso chinchin papa nensa ne mansa agi ejapade no na de wodia eyemra case a court through High Court, Court of Appeal to Supreme Court. And now minu ka say wono abrante no so de a no ato credo na ode ama aso macho men no mo na kwa lock properties no enya ni dia no akwa akoloke na ofi se nipa na japade ni dia papa no so ma o mo ti ase enso kofa machu men ese mo protect me property nkofo we ba mo mo a na what do you hear what ya no what so enkofia tututuo ewo airport residential kunkum nipa because people may not have confidence in the judiciary enti araba to konu dia bye bye o mo maka no from the High Court all the way to Court of Appeal. The president and the government need to do a very huge job. We need to screen the system. They need to sanitize the system. They need to clean and cleanse the system. Sadi ebeya obi di nasem kokota we judge. Now ti hona wudi wasemwa. We judge ni nkyere say gimrana wudi bu obi atem yentimi fa samra ni mu aten. Professor Mans busa asem say who watches the watchman? Araba tokunu. The same mrano ojina so the convicting crofo. Ebi da fiase ebi ni mo bo ka no saa mra no a edi ni gina mu no obobna araba tokonu so won tiase so no as a suspended chief justice now all appear before the committee na yedi afidie screen why say akudie bi nhye no ho won tiase adentini amakwan ma anfa ni mobile phone anko wose won tiase Alentini ya mana busiafo abusian pempem ametena honom ne ma busiafo kakra bi o se won ti ase na so atia Supreme Court o Supreme Court o screening Usa we oba so ye bema so ye penfo so ye Kwabena ne awo 6 pass ye screening but alaba tokonu ni say o special because o chief justice entemra no a ya de bo ne ho ba no pese de samra ne bo obi so ho ban.
All right, so I think somewhere in said 2021 or 2022 and Odikaya Boso Kandapa a conference,
yeah,
and he said something that I think is worth playing it once more so that at least it will give us a fair idea. This is why from okay, so let me leave this one. There are other yes, I'm here.
Absence of an effective justice delivery system or delayed justice or biased justice is certainly a threat to national security. And indeed, when injustice abounds, particularly in situations where the bench, which is considered as the final arbiter of disputes, is deemed to be biased, citizens tend to take the law into their own hands, most times without recourse to the established systems of justice delivery. And similarly, the failure of the criminal justice system to ensure effective and expeditious trial of criminals adversely impact the morale of law enforcement agencies. It also emboldens criminals to perpetrate more crime and breeds lawlessness among the citizenry, developments which threaten the internal security of the state. If we are going to be able to address the security challenges that we have, especially the domestic ones, we need to be able to ensure that there is a judicial system that works. If we do not have a system, a judicial system that works, many people will simply take the laws into their own hands and misbehave and do what they want. Therefore, in trying to manage the security situation, it is important for us that we do get a judicial system that works. And we are all lucky that in the sub-region, we are perceived as a country where the judicial system works and where you could expect justice. If the interpretation of the law is tilted so much in our favor all the time, people will start accusing the judiciary and will not have the confidence of the absence of an effective justice delivery system or delayed justice or biased justice is certainly a threat to national security. And indeed, when injustice abounds, particularly in situations where the bench, which is considered as the final arbiter of disputes, is deemed to be biased, citizens tend to take the law into their own hands, most times without recourse to the established systems of. And indeed, when.
All right, so that's it. Quick one. My main call line so and lawyer Martin Pigbu, a private legal practitioner, and Kodin Komo. Counsel Akwawa.
Yeah.
Kasa Yenache.
Yes. Kasa Ache.
Okay, so
resetting into Obia resetting.
Obia All right, so Counsel, Chief Justice Tokonu, here we are. Yeah, ba. ene mpanimfo de abetu edwa se ontumi nsum Ghana in that capacity again. Baby a wote no ade we wote na eto say na onim se be bantem sei ana se we di ayekufa hyew ama ododo.
Sir, on the unit de eno de na very clear. O hwe mrana na omokasi webutu na eno de ya yibetini yinedi nti eno de anya nwanwa ba ne nwanwa kakra ne se aba ntem kakra and all yeti aba ntem kakra no se omo indicators ni nyina nti omudi ba ku ya omuwie no na omokasi ene se omatre adjournment say yen chief justice na nkata na betre adjournment say cases na aka no omontwentwen so okay ichi everything no wie ntem kakra because me ma forecast say omotimi aye ntema ni October nti ye ti say omoyi omodi say e ba me say afi ye wure mu no say na ye say petitions mienu na aka no Chief Justice talk on ebesre adjournment say ya adjourn case no.
But sir ebasa insurance authority to say wa bra miensa nti se fa se ba ko pe na ye wie hu adwuma o man no dia yese ye nti ontimi entoa na adwuma so bio mienu no aka no
Okay, so ba ku yi emu adru ama yetimi de yi Justice talk on edi nti mienu no eno no omukomu a eno anse yebeka se okay nsem na ewu mu no so no azimi se yebua no fo a then no de se yebua no fo keke but say ye yi ne didie ye yi ne dida nti ntanso ni se anke be say no record more say 3 cases nyina ye die tia no but see a ya twentwen no so no na kete ba ku yinku ana akoitia no.
Clear understanding here. Is it that mame tokonu ni removal no the sanity be ba the judicial system no mu and I say ne say
oh sa o share sem na course na eno de etrese the Susan Papa Bread. It's part of the resetting. See, in say, Kruha, you find a judge in Diabro, or one of your opinion, Papa, Kruha, I mean, your man, the vice president, if you are a year you speaker, or to the next in line here, Chief Justice, in terms of hierarchy. He said, Chief Justice, a deep one in a yetime, you know. Every moment, it will send the right signal. Say resetting agenda. May possible to be a engineer. Those days now, we be making a capture. Say me a penny. Only means so. What they call how we be for you know. That's say. I was say yes. Answer no see a jaika. I want to pay you over. Which means answer no now. Check. What wouldn't be me action so. When you make me ask man so maybe you pay more you be any krum na me kasa be an kasedi and then you can with those type of things nobody knows na me
but lawyer from where you sit do you think sir yes indeed with the kind of enema findings maybe we could have done something about it maybe some mild punishment be done sacking her.
Well, as for sacking her, the constitution, no. See the constitution, yes, the actual article 146. Say, on grounds of incompetence, okay, misbehavior, you know. So if that misbehavior and misconduct now, constitution, no, one more different. Say, if you are Sikano, less than 100,000 oh, suspension by about 100,000 and the Muyi. Or my trust, I cannot stress. For Nibia, we prove, it means the Unipanity. Say, Nintina, if you are even worse than the case you walk out, Your course why you debate in you say, hey, and Brano and your theatre Mrato for to the Bay, send your own canoe, if you are Bonino, a band say, you can less than 100,000 now, and your association will be something less than 30. If by the you can bro 1 million Ghana cedis. Then the Yakati, okay, and you be independent. You bet me I am Brazil for. Say, you know, you see, because okay, Chief Justice, the case is never Batica, them man, they say, what to ticket. I'm on the back, a bright crime or better, and only you could to crime. Say, dear, my every man, you could Abraham Rama Quina. What is that? Can you know, Boomer? And drew 1 million Ghana. In 10 billion. And even adults say they drew 500,000. But that's the law. Like Chief Justice Nankata Kant and time ago. The law is the law. But you see, you say, hey, at times law, no, I'm not here, do. Until the infant other examples, in fact, all say, it's a you will be Bobie under the law, no. I took you now, you're the money panel. It's less than say, Ubi a Kukumubi. If you say Ubi Bobie, not yet the cocoa say assaulter. And the maximum judge in action as 3 years in jail. That's a 7 year crown. But most of the time, the law no crown, my crime say, which me copa only a corona or bonus, which me copa nacho. So, or G2 man, what your letter come court say, or Jai case him. And I say, Muko drew court no. So say you be decide would you find out would you be no. Which me share or patra near Castle and Munko ADR, Munko court cracky penny registrar, no master, no Modiaco ADR. Into a honor patro, na Uchia, a cana, Nipana Bonadia, and 2 years, and all call hospital into Uchia, Winina, Kanye, na Omodiaba, no Modio Bonia Tell, ye chim. Into the other part, lost never honor. Obe say you're afraid of misdemeanor, be a first degree felony. Was so a capital punishment. Into capital, no, I say, Ukumubia, you say, Bekum. I don't know, no crano, death penalty, year free for civilians, most of the offenses. You say, Ukutu or Mantania, so, and no, also the Yabuya far, that's high treason, and ye Bekum, near you know. I had not soldier so the soldier folk were mutiny and the fly Bekum. But apart from that, and also, you have some running to see Obikumu 2 civilians are in the Kum Nipana or Nukum the Yokono, but a man life imprisonment near you. So all I'm saying is that generally in law, no, Bonino, Bonino de Bray, no, you are classified and you would not honde and I say the AC and Yano, and not Yayan say, Nye Kurano, and you kum nipano. There are no Kurano to see you are downgraded to life imprisonment. The next one, first degree felony, and we bet me Edward to see us a copy say Ubewu, Yenku, but jail, sir, copy to Ubewu, life imprisonment. Okay, Sansona, your second degree felony. I know, the Mrana and Mradu also do a jailer, and the maximum is 10 years. But Parliament made the court 25 years. There are a lot of offenses maximum year, second 25 years. It's like stealing, say maximum year 25 years, extortion, etc. A second degree felony, and so the court 25 years. So just like the way I hear general laws in Ghana, no, about Chief Justice removal now, and yet Chief Justice and Superior Court judges, no, about Munina, there be in the new law, no, yeah, different categories. To say where you capital, where you first degree, where you second degree, where you a misdemeanor, and
now, judicial system, no. Would you say you mentioned about resetting? That a resetting agenda and yes will be a deadline no be action who ye. Would you say sad we a see a year sacked CG we so and say you recommend that is something that the president, the executive, through the judicial system, a free Supreme Court down to Circuit Court, High Court, Appeal Court, blah blah blah. Do you recommend that?
Okay, Bobie, means me my recommendation in the air. Nina Nidin Bakoni say evidence. Inaso. Inti bebia inaso bi abeba no yebenya adanse ana adanse. Inti bibi yawo adanse se obi ediboni a ndi e che mrano ye de be fa mra fan so. And there is always been the law. So kai say kufu ado bae. Sa na mo se Charlotte say we bu mra so na mo de ne fa mra so. Inti adene de mra no kire say yenya adanse so bi ebu mra so na e oyina so a and say e de ne fa mra fan so. That's always been the law.
Ansah now bekono ye judicial system no what expectations after this anything?
Oh, yeah, Papa, my judge. Yeah, they will continue to do their work well. They will continue to do it. Yes. And then also, it is a signal, say, hey, we are engineer ye. And I know they are saying, I just said, Bobie, me no can say, so the BIA, radio, so I can't, analysis of cases. So the BIA, so, me so sorry, because you say, hey, I'm sure you're not what back about here. I'll be when you're a man for the So I'm sure the rest of the judges normally say, oh, and I said, Mammy soon saw me home. Oh, dear, under the law, that's how it's supposed to be. Everybody should live within the law. And I make her say, I am thinking to your movement now. Yeah, say, men, me can't, me can't be unkidding. You need to mention Manso, and then I'm a bad rat.
Anyway, so one chapter is closed, and now we open a new chapter in the judicial system. Opening Yadasi Bibri, Sony Akasa. Ora Martin Pebuni attending Kano, so Mekawasi and Haruna Muhammad, Executive Director, Alliance for Equity and Justice. And we are talking about the justice judicial system here. Mekawa for say up to date estate and construction. Almost mean can't say almost yearly anniversary promo no Egmuguso, Ewo Chupoli, and one year no airport view estates. Na Ansah no first no de 30,000 Ghana cedis. Esan omo afibia anniversary promo no omo ate so de about 25,000. Me pa cho ye ne fast Ansah no omo aklosi. Na de wom ni say omo ma installment for 6 months with down payment of 6,000 Ghana cedis. So now the aka no 3,000 no we. And na baby bio Ghana and credit through baby I be fa was here de over 2 and na fe de amount for be almost 15-20 years ago almost twa mu ochado am so ochado de ene omu nya watra enya sem kuma Intimate for Unsembi, other locations, ASI Hills, Hillview Estates, A and B, Mucho, Pram near the Wenya, and more SI were well demarcated roads and lights available, not just almost places in one on yes, sir. Yes, I see, and times was more to check quiet to 2 minutes. Other services are more for barcoded site plan, land surveying, building construction, architectural drawing, land registration. Was some years site visitations here Fridays and Saturdays and upper 7 a.m. Omokani si Lashibi Shalom Sport. One or more office no ewo etwaso mpacho enye sport no etwaso etimisre ho fa grassi shobutu ko adopa endi locate omo eben eye Lashibi Shalom Sport bus stop from 0531 228 238 ubetu ya zapo omo 0500 454 982 0500 454 982 0882 GD Enterprise men can say omo eguso omo ye dealers in electronic codes e-codes ai adwuma mo ye no me ba meka ho asem e dia che Haruna akwaba
yeah. Yes,
okay, so you heard Dr. Martin Pebu, and I think you have heard the news. There's no need for me to announce it to you again.
Yeah.
The name from no.
Minya Michel Unto. Michel Eshofo Etiefo Nsu Michel. Asamwe by na enyame nwanwa say the committee report no be wi sana yatini na mom debia ye ka assembly say we a judge na oti obi case so na wo profess solutions wo ma judgment na won kai ho say da say beba na obi da beka wasem obi na obeti bebi a wote no obi na obejeji nia uye ne nyina kwagina nia yanim se ebeba yani ne judgment day na wo judgment day a ebe hia se wo ewiase na ekire se eye adia hadwin papa se wakogina adaka mu a onyanko nipa ebe jeji sana wasitena beti ana bebia ube free honoma bebia ube kwa akoda ni nyina ya ade a eye entufu emaye nyina komanda araba tokono kesi ne meni woni nia ni wiyi beti sana yanim dada yewura Nana Akufo Addo nyansafo etunofo say your power chow don't politicize every institution of my Ghana. So we are ebe hadwin say wontina ho akopim da nyame beto nsa afrew nti hwe ho yie bebi a wodi o man Ghana eni nam no dachi ebe hadwin eni bi ni na yehye ase ne nsunsoso a wojama yen enua na araba tokono yehye ase efile ye bi mo in the past kiki against demonstrate against sana yedi Charlotte Osei efaso to the extent say petitioner o petition kura no ntiasi ontie wiasi o nyame ho but otimi petition president
that's Charlotte
Osei case no obia obe petition president abra petitioners no bi mokura no na signature ndaso but president egie esa akache ni pakron say asumesi mpache wo say we petition no one sign because nobody will tell you say na a politically motivated project na projects bi mo ho a ne sensanso as a country die very dire to the extent say you the petitioner we petition no kra no so won hwe yi a at the end of the day no ebe baba how ebe hunt you hwe me ba no na metie menua honto this is not the first time na emi nwanwa the article 146 can allow the impeachment of the president, the number one gentleman of the land. How much more the number 4 gentleman of the land? Because we, the Speaker of Parliament, the Chief Justice, number 4. We share the framers of the Constitution. Now, they established one fundamental issue. Edaho say the lay down procedure obi as a public servant. Say utimi carry uhu. Say there's no lay down procedure. Baby uye jumano. The ethics, the morality aspect of it, and then near ekaka say they don't want the number one gentleman. For example, Otunensa say, hey, Finance Minister Bremisika say, Ewufi metukwai. Say President, Ebespeniska. There are procedures, even at the presidency, how they can take money and expend it without any, problem whatsoever. Now, Yewra Araba Tukono. I am sure, sir, nobody, as Sanana Opotrino, said nobody knows the law more than her. Because the law is the law.
I think that was where the problem.
You understand? Nobody knows the law more than her. Now, we share the posture and the way Osiye Jumano and the way Oti bench at the Supreme Court. Ese nyame ankasa na ba agana to judge.
Ugo hunida. I never got the opportunity.
No, me hunu pen. I have had the opportunity to witness her judgment.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, say at least we should sit no. She doesn't see you and I as human beings anymore. She sees us as.
So the issue is with the seat and not her.
I'm saying her posture. Her posture. That's not the first time. That's not the missy. Say, we share some videos in the Chrome. And in the social media, in the sun and the posture, and the posture to say, some catch up, need to say. When somebody is eyeing you, and that's all be sure to say, when you're say, the facial expression, say, we on bunny pa, we on funny pine. What do I say? So, the point I'm making is, the law is the law. But when you say, at least, comport yourself. Let the law handles the way the law should deal with you. No, sorry, and the MPP nibe dada will say, oh, you bet you kokote, you bet you ko was ko ninginano. Yes, he can say because I to say me as members of the society, no. She was a goner,
and I wonder
following the process, no, and
I wonder why she was so enthused with the support coming from the MPP.
Oh, but
she was enjoying it so well.
Why are you saying this? We are living in a political realm.
Anyway,
what do you say? Not those days, Charlotte say, Charlotte say. And I won't hear any NPP, any NPP communicator, the good side of Charlotte Osai. It was only the NDC. And you will find out, say, yes, NDC. Now, MPP crowd says, near Ekosono. Nobody will say, like, you have gone to appoint Obia on yet. What do I say? So, you would at least support how, Nyama Esiko. But at the end of the day, the way Charlotte Osei carried herself and the way this woman carried herself, you see big difference. Big difference. Because Charlotte Osei, who say, because at the end of the day, petition or petition me crown, I will never get to meet him again. But at the end of the day, Yewura Nana Akufo-Addo, Ejiatum, say the disease has to go back and sign. And I declare, say, Konyani no baby, I know that no sign no but the law, executed the project beautifully. And I shall also say, Ejai, Emma, Yewura, Jean Mensah. Now, yes, shall see. Now you're frigid, Yewura Araba Tukono. Not me, Yenam cantonment. Me Minyantias. Minyantias. The radar is around cantonment.
Me since you're not Obia sending me James picture no matter say the nest of king.
the next queen. You understand? And this is why the good people of this country are now omutu Nana Akufo-Addo for say jai. You are opening a big Pandora box. Na wo bie mo a masa nyina be komo. And this is what is happening. So Araba otukono ye pana chao
tokunu enye otukono.
Okay, Araba tukono. Ni kuno dinu no. Tokono. We die ye mano yako because say ebetu ni kra me wura be ho. Ye mano yako say Nema NDC MPP dini fama eye nana dini fama enye NDC eye mransu na eden edi no odi mranu su sama the committee the report every president and a president by the constitution no, need to announce to the general public the outcome of the results. Na nyina no people should get it right. Say, the woman was given fair hearing. Listen carefully. This is very key. And in the hearing, no, she admitted, Ojetum, say, Niamiye yeno, Manyeni. So, Sanana Uko court, now see, once we plead guilty, the bosom lies on who? The judge. To adjudicate how ube kofie and how ube ko ifiasi. Say you see koda and so on for 3 years. That is your Lord, and that is why we call them my laws. So at the point that her ladyship misconducted herself, nessa time no nyina no na adwene say NPP besa haba. Na end this NPP ba nia oye na obeto aso eye. But at the end of the day, nyamicha dianti at least obia anya ne chefa. Oraba tokono anya ne chefa. Nana Akufo-Addo anya ne chefa. Na sisi ya the resetting agenda is the fact say sanana hundo ekano. Wakai the famous there are several ways of what? Killing a cat. Wakai is famous you know. There are several ways of what? Making sure say the judiciary confidence is brought back in the system. Because at the end of the day, if Minu Eko landed in the hands of the appointees, Nana Akufo-Addo appointees no, and you are NDC, be rest assured say you have no case. Whether it is Finfin and now it is Sisi. Sisi. That is the mind. I'm not saying say that's what they are there doing. But right now as we speak, say you war confidence in the judiciary and His Excellency in the resetting agenda. Say Otiminya Chief Justice, who is father for all, Chief Justice who is a Ghanaian, Chief Justice who would be sworn in with what? To protecting the public purse.
Or a mother for
protecting
all.
Mother for all. Yes, you can't tell. Father for all, mother for all, the same. Whether the constitution is supreme or NDC constitution is supreme or NPP constitution is supreme, we need somebody who would make Ghana constitution supreme, irrespective of where Nadiu Koho. So that is what, as a country, that's what we need. So at the end of the day, we are pleading with the appointing authority. Say, we need mother for all. We need father for all. We need a constitution. Now, constitution also, at the end of the day, Kwabena, that is what they will open.
Let me open something.
And they will tell you, say, what from Marano, and now Marana from. No.
All right, so quick one. Lawyer Kwaku Ansah, former director, Ghana School of Law, a father figure, and media, I'm a friend of her. Ekwawa.
Commander, Mijusu.
Pacho Boko de.
Boko pa.
Ejabo. Abedru ntamama wana anase.
Ejabo eja puye da no amanya anye na tu kura.
Me pacho asem we what ye na eto say.
So me ka say surprise me ana me di intro and surprise me.
Why?
And he said, "You know, or my num na he who send ana airco."
and the president set up committee now. Yeah, mammy talk or no reacting and well reacting. The Kasaki has said, reacting and cool ye manu. Nga onto ne bo na ask justice no ma ho kwan na omo enye nhwehwem no mo ye nhwehwem no bi na se ne be ko no oma no nso be hwe na omo so om de wa oma adwene aba but after na officer of prosecutive process no president anye ni ye the human rights ya violating the human rights ya ko aye ni say na edu maybe na me hu say ne babaye din oni nia obeka di amano no e di asi ani na pasa na wa unsa hye opanyin na nim anu wan sa hye na anu wo ye pa obeka o nti na ye ka say kontu ne bo na committee no en bitwem na CCA no committee no say petitioners 2 and 3, no, second and third, no. Womono any chief justice na eje etumu say 2 and 3 the woman became the agent. Na woman concentrate on the time. Now once I need the can uncle yaman. She said woman also second and third because enko Tika say mum the bebem na fe de atete be ma chief justice no sorry ye na di ye san yu de mu biom entasum nti kwan a committee na faso aye no na president he work article 146 he serving na I think one recommendation on the my president and that 146 no the president shall act upon the recommendation. Near Accra100.5FM say, on say article 146.7, no, and can say one more recommendation, will be as to whether the suspension should be lifted and now say they should be removed. It just ought to be removed. And I said that yes, now yet me man leeway be say be a suspending na report no bad. President no be na where you suspension if you and now say obey na say Kenya constitution has no there the president has no choice. No way to me I say obey remove no. Me I can I say and go by no. I say on Council of State issue soon and sana all power committee, no, okay, by you, and can never say, and go back to a council of state, na be, Marcacha, report number, Minka can not you. Na, Uncle Ye, you may better, many of mine no casa, a pound, moving with them. Oh my God, go ahead, not God, na, hello, Ghanaian, na, I have premium, Kumadada, or better, no, they even say, and no, never, but, say, the president would take the whole nation into confidence. Now, like I said, Minister can report now. Make one in the Council of State. Now, best also said, Fred Judicial Council, and within 24 hours, they man. Now, a man Chief Justice, and so shock I will be near the paper from Katra. So, one day, Matty said the report no call. With it's a shock to me, Chair Kumao.
Yamami Musawe, so Drew Baby no be din komo say, oh, President Mahama set bad precedents. What will be your response?
Bad president in what sense? Constitution na amana juma. The president would rather be creating bad president if he acts contrary to the provisions of the Constitution. The clear language of Article 146.6 and it say on a Council of State Betia, Womususuha, Nomji2, say, as you say, or set up committee, or set up committee, Womu, now the report no bad. He has to ask. Now, okay, the language of the control. in all these engagement, though, the president shall act in accordance with the Constitution. And he said, one acting one and one form, one acting and also a bonus of all. There be, for me, in this particular matter, the president has acted with grace.
Wow. The president has acted
with grace. GRACE. He's been very gracious. He's, been very legalistic. He has upheld the rule of law as a cornerstone of his administration. It cannot be faulted. Me pobia obey to me a catch me say President Mahama were from on me baby kwa President Afum. You see, acting in accordance with the Constitution is not the same as trying to be to behave like a gentleman or a lady. The law is the law. We are not dealing with natural law. We are dealing with positive law. The dictates of the Constitution must be observed at all times. And if the president, has so far upheld the provisions enshrined in the Constitution, he should not be blamed.
So, I have this from Professor Appiagyei Atua, and I'll say Gertrude Tokono's removal as CJ does not affect her position as a Supreme Court justice. Is that right?
Correct, 100%.
Okay. So she has the right to return.
It deals with the removal of justices of the Superior Court as well as the chairman of the Regional Tribunal. So, Article 146, clauses 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, focused on justices of the Superior Court. Then the language changes in Article 146. 6. It says, in the case of the Chief Justice. It does not say, in the case of a justice of the Supreme Court who is also the Chief Justice. The two are not the same. The Bakun is a justice of the Superior Court. And at the other one, in the case of the Chief Justice. In the case of the Chief Justice, I know you're Chief Justice. It is a can't fellow Ghanaians let me address justices of the Superior Court.
Based on the various complaints, ya famwa dia bedru baby ayedri. Obi betimi ayisu the same complaints he say sa ensemi abono and ama yayi na free was Chief Justice. Nanso order sukura na mudie say Supreme Court Justice. Enti say Sadia Yenya some chrono in free was Supreme Court Justice. Is it possible?
I said the premise of the Constitution, normally Nyana Wamoye. One minute say, but to me the suburbia boa active justice obey you, but can't opposition as a
Supreme Court Justice.
That's why they separated the two.
I see. Mami Musa sa asem kese wo ye siem se sa abakosem chemu ya Kwame Nkrumah pension ye hu bi akokosa na MC we ne toso emienu na mo de mo na mo nim
o de akokosa ti no Nkrumah san yi sa akode
okay no so CJ
how you say sa akode na subsidy akokosa
no say yi sa akode
say Niana or President Sakode and Sakode won't be here.
And see if you want to share then ye bisa.
If you hono there be anytime a Kufuado eba after cool no who's on 7 a term no and oye 1969 constitution no so ma on not a constitutional commission proposals no on not chair and NYC 1970 69 22nd August a call a second republic no who then a ceremonial president and the ono intemara and oko context no be only olevu and you know young cheddar and you know on one and oko the politics and odisio and buzia efa banaman and ode banaman by ante povia antoata and a champion be two buzia and omuyi banaman AP ho on and on the good crap by and you know in history you know akoye BC Basa bi President Ebeyi na Naku Aba na no so ko ba from 92 ebepem sabi no yeah political parties no na womo trigger removal of the chief justice and the president parties no womo campaign messages no ma womo ye we okayen hu on kayen hu we okayen hu no na ya nhwe yi a that is the higher nkenka yi kwa menkoma ne buzia etiwa Rollins Abresto ebe nka na nka ye hu to ye nkakra o da di man so Bobie to ata 24 September 79 31 December 81 na so that's all I said.
Yeah.
Nka coming kwa anka yemfa wenye usienhu bi na oman no entumi enkasa enkyre parties mienu no
lawyer Kafrao ehonenka meba busa se ensusuaso be na we benya on the judicial service
Sokonu remover nangata ndie. I don't think that in itself is any big news, because right from nomination, it was fraught with problems, and it could be predicted. Say I'm sure aban fufuo biba na enye na nado MPP aban ebia na mekonwa no be shake kakra. So me, I'm not surprised. My surprise will be the person the president is going to nominate. If the president wants a corrective measure there, the president must stick to na
hello. Solomon Usu abekansa. Solo akwaba.
Yeah, Gronto.
Boko there.
Nyamia ni dia wi.
So nkoma na eguso ene ora Ansah Saredi and I am so so and the issue is about, I think today Nenkeba be discussing about Akwatia, and it's so unfortunate though we see a very interesting
man proposes
and God okay so God, but here we are Araba Tokonu Isaba so Yango
so just 1 minute.
For the Debia 1 minute.
Question say
Debia 1 minute.
Obiasebo can say Araba Tokonu can still go back to the Supreme Court. No ko enadwuma say Justice of the Supreme Court despite Yinedi as a Chief Justice no Gitumu no. Or kire say procedure no. Also ni nipa na adwum because the procedure is different. But nana me common sense. Benye legaba me common sense from this same constitution no. It say automatically Araba Tokonu should not be able to go back to the bench no, because we read Article 46 and I was say a justice of the superior court or a
Article 46
146 or say a justice of the superior court or a chairman of the regional tribunal shall not be removed from office except for stated misbehavior or incompetence on the grounds of inability to perform the functions of his office arising from the infirmity. Over a year 2 now say a justice of the superior
clause
court.
2.
Yes, clause 2. No. Or say a justice of the superior court of judicature or chairman of the regional tribunal may only be removed in accordance with the procedure specified in this constitution, which is the one incompetence, misconduct, and also infirmity. It uber to know what say when it comes to the high superior court and regional tribunal. Now you can only remove them based on this, and based on the petition of the choir. No, it has been established. Say Araba Tokunu first one misconduct in itself. And Tiuzi Daka say one misconduct in itself. And you know, as a chief justice, anyway, you see the constitution. I disagree.
The constitution comes with legal interpretations, which is different from common sense.
But on the face of this one,
anyway,
legal interpretation be a for common sense in your man.
Yes, common law. But it comes with interpretation. So
but the truth of the matter is, say ye Paula Foko free so. Say issue the same issue they play.
The Hontobos here.
Paul Afoko was the chairman of the MPP. The time I Paul Afoko no, the same questions that you probably say. And they say, you know, as a chairman, and as a as a member of the MPP. Because then we in as chairman, yeah, he still becomes a member of the MPP. I bet you are contesting the next
election. So bad.
So the one they said, so long as why Bonia are clear from both chairman and member of the MPP.
That is MPP's leadership legal interpretation.
But I agree with Honto. Say Nipana Bonia. I didn't find this and this misbehavior no. Yacheno home. Obi a wedi zemunu se na so so be judge ya se gemu afina go bi di zemunu mo Kwabena no kro wom ni say a bad counsel efutufon efutubone ene ma tokono abedum bembenso obeduye na sa ntotofi wana wa MPP bono de bia me kase odi o manu achi aho Ansah na be hu na e pani toto anase pani hu asem yi ba ya na wa fidie so be betena asema me ko negotiate to exit ni jahoko sata no mu fi se jama makwa no ngo fu ready bi jahone ko ko su ni mfomu a o so hu de biade e beko ana onya ko Vincent ase fomu aye meeting se ase fo ninkan enko test what test no ebile supported by Gofredabe and a sheho we are na me amenu Kwabena bonfe enso ne ni group bi o census ene ye yomo so ekotra omulak o Supreme Court anko ya na maamena opemu bites ono ato aso Supreme Court
opemu bites ne
opemu na ha no gibites no ono ato aso Supreme Court na ono anafo edene hweho yenyanka bi shemu anu odashi ko High Court Attorney General responding anu obo hwi Abuja osadi ekodru ECOWAS yanka bi ansem sanyoma we nyina akoso no asanso aye press conference akeka na adwena kire Ghana man nyina na yemi de se Kwabena report re bae no yesi rabato kono frɛ nipa maku dumienu 12 witnesses ene keka nsem e mare bi expert onka nsem ma no ana ora Daniel Ofori Kwabena mabafia bekase ya na nkofo ka ora Ofori ho asemo a ase ade bi atete ase obi a wo mo bra bi oni na ne ba bi na obakọ frɛ ne se tokonu wo ho for petition bi keke for Christ's sake Kwabena ye nyina advert ba ko na ehwe no TV so black and white right watch out for ora Daniel Ofori ni company ni white apple de nkofo ni mu no
oh okay
oh yes. He is the largest single investor of Ghana Stock Exchange. In fact, Ghana Commercial Bank is the third largest investor. Oko Societe Generale, he's the third largest investor. Oko SIC, he's the fourth largest investor. Enterprise Insurance, or the CK will say tele. I don't know, Obi or yet businessman, no, baby, you didn't grow pay a court. Now, we're not going to court to almost one of Moody's and Moon and Besamo, more than 2x4 long, I'm Goshiana, more fambo, Brebi Abalma Chotro, a rulings is a Munugua. Now, we are penny no at town, my brother started Whitechapel getting what 15 years. Munyina humutama mufri mokolani legomba monasi ya pese ya pese na munyini ya na mo beto no amoja za bo de penny bedise munu na wa petition na o mampani e de fa process mu na yes you are who born.
Oh, so the petitioner is not mere
before I no cry me say people must go and read about the profile of Daniel Ofori. As a obia ya kana sama ya mumu wa mukasa no wanda invest o mani wanu ni akoba dia na mbasa mu dia no court was wo match look dia na go for referee se ku for eteso no professor Kwakwaza one petition and the talk on the decision to remove her no starting and go for start break for the so
petition against Tokon, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Kwa hwe for the reason o digina so say petition so say Kwakwaza order the petition e ba no petition ni liki Ansah na wono Akufo do edu no to no kwa de enye nsem na ewo mu na hia no o hwehwe mra wakohwehwe Ghana mra ni ma ba bia gobetu di akɔche professor Kwakwaza ato na to prison o ba bi kura say wono de ade breme Akufo do awa ma na leke semkunu kwa but Kwabena, you know this nipa were disappointed me to konuku.
Why? Why are they?
Husband,
Why are they?
You can't say husband. Husband, the word English word husband, they say uprotect. Adia ye kenyina. What is a sakibem? And you talk on one yebo. Baby, tini baby harmless. And a tokunu family you akwabia otimechiro. Me feature friend tokunu. Opino mbondi yanze. Oh, mona bona goto. Oko kambe kame. That man should have seen right in between the lines. Says MP before we are a better watch here. Politics aspect of business in Guano Moyano. Nanka, what catcher of Bass Obey? Ekwabe, menu mirror na dache. Yababa Bay asem, Yanchi and go negotiating free mom go baby. Yedium.
But I've heard people talking about these negotiations. What is it?
No, I mean sometimes assemble so a penny. You're on benefit from one more on the frame at the Chief Justice position. You see, a judiciary was some yeka. And in order not to drag the name of the position into mud, you can't free. No, I resign from position.
And as I know, Nakas will be uncle BBM. I bind as well as BBS. So let's go. I bind on share, say individual and petition. No, bind as well as share as a process, which is legal.
Say legal na ye cano.
It should be for legal process Monday or about the legal process there or negotiating.
So you need to say you ma me ni free. Na ye ni free no say my baba raise any free one free. Ye go kuma so. Bana, wo see obi a be petition ye ni free. Me a wo dey farm me so okay. Ma raise dey bi na go him.
Yo.
En ga sem na ntwa. We back me anu kra ka chiro. I'm so na me nya sure say ma me be come back. So I'm second petition no second. Na wa ga be ko Kwabena. First you kra do abo for me. Na second mo hwe mu ma kwa salary a wa gigi nyina na de. Anti achemo but me feel say next time you am manage 2 months 1 month we yen clear through yen koyanim. So futu a futu boni a omo de man no. Oba beni o teso de menya hwe so wa boni bia wo constitution na la me twen na there is a time I person who say abani say no sa commonwealth say lawyers as de no any England as a judge ya person musa issues as hunu no bio mo ya ne ti kromo akobo de ngofo ye hu so mo issue statement da that I'm saying you two atia to say mo issue statement da Chief Justice did say munu na say obi de take one na so ma ne fa ne mrem wa na ma tro letter tentente ya tsa de ye da so so mo obi no so obi wa o ene ti Kwabena we de eye ne kwan mo ano na enye sue hu aba no sei no obi akotra ho a obeye steady na wadi no kre 21 cases of misbehavior I don't know ora ofori excited enyoma mako Kwabena what is say committee no omo receive 10,000 evidence. Now has it crossed your mind? Evidence mako got 10,000 on.
I don't show
from both sides. That just said Nipona o petition no. Answer na wo ko hon na odina na so. Enya kwahwe pa. Evidence say abede dwa say chief justice no kuta 4 lawyers. Representing
with 12 witnesses.
12 witnesses. And Mr. Foreign so far beaten by what and lay difference no with 13 witnesses. Every free judiciary one kasa judicial service omo no me adwuma. Etibo bi afan be yi mo politics tantano ne say about to us about politics.
We nya amanyosem. This is pure law and the law is the law.
The law is the law.
No.
To Kwabena dia be sie no. Ya hwe say omo ma council wo mu no. Sebe o men temna obia ebibe frimu se bibe shemu ni ekwede.
All right, good one, but my bomb of 5 on Akwatia, so I was starting with Akwatia. I've seen videos from the MPP the Obewu if you read to Accra100.5FM
o waka bibisa.
Yes, you must say yen nyina ebe she Pietro Baako
omo kasa
se ne malama nkwa ene sofo beko almost baako so almost baako di sia ibetwa chese nsem ne de edoso almost ma bo mo ho
why when so ma bo mo
MPP sha Akwatia wura mu wona di
o na anadwi na ebeto ho se be kwa anadwi se be kwa na
beko enti but Akwatia so far
isi wo mo ya na ko yesa nyu mo ya na minu anu mo ngu Akwatia mo ni na o omo mbe yesa nyu mo nti kro no mo awan election na patutu no mo ba fa police stations no mo hu omo free wa na mo dudu fun no makoda omo jamo ti e bromoa na adwena ya bobo abana wie no na omo se da so na network na nya duba eke wo ha kan betomboa omo dwane the crime say Akwatia no a swing seat. It could be anybody's game. But so far from where I sit no information I'm making free ground so it looks like the NDC could win the seat with this. Now no I am attention abem. Me I be fiko kasem say Akwatia wan win MPP and win ya or the seat bet one. What do you more o minimum examen and then you remember grant another interview or radio church of Bobie is radio e graduate omomo emo o se mo recording to ho to both are no panel o za enya na no ja to so na se me ka say so anya free and fair marriage are not their shame we are not point to this anya free and fair and obi o ka so dey come back to so MBB lusu aba is a mo say audio the government say the benefit of the benefit on go for the our ground this our coffee otete befi
ade
so ko share bottle time na wo free zones na ya na enema wo no the boys you share mo be eja wo no channel te soda ni beto mo ne mo be 1 and 2 ati go for the one ni diagro to kwa na boys ni dey enye bibi tafre se sia no eja no ni ho tu nu e kwa what to be park kwa car no kwantifi wa ase o dashing kwa na onu ye ene ti mama mfa
so pass no osum no mu
ayo wo yi pass na as a pa la eto no nka hu but message so a obo candidate ne dey ba owu enka bawo
all the video
ma hwehwe na that's a politics ya grow
arewo
kwa na ya ngwa pen bisini bi ani e be kakra no de mu hu egro mu ananye o
ba bia me free ni ba bia makodi no
da obetia ya isi adwensa kira de ba o because hwe se ne nyoma ne kopa na ngofo bi so obo kopa me da ko se me ba me no bi enu a na gwada abi a opposition ayi
brankran na yanko per city bi
ko per city ba no ama sama be bo no
Pam no chano.
Ko you krum. Wa no akosho. I buy ticket.
Mamenka man for say Go TV or say every day is Go Time on Go TV, your family's favorite entertainment partner. Whenever you hear it's Go Time, it means it's time for all the thrilling football actions from across the European leagues. Go Time means amazing blockbuster movies, intriguing series, and reality shows that bring the drama. Go TV. Was it the only one say connecting? Dial *759# to pay your subscription. Now feed ye, ma fi honye de, ne honye nika with Go TV. Maka GD Enterprise one share. Na dealers in electronic codes, e-codes. Mr. Bomadia say obe dial *920*456# *920 *456#. Nefato a year or result checker card. Nkodai every school jana nante no na be bredo do obeboka lorfe up and down. Tina wo dem. And one say on saka a year o checker code no a. Ye no be ma access emotimi ahwehwe a year wase results. Any school placement you know your friend school placement card. And me only *920 *456#. Na odem wona wo krono. Amanfo emfa wo money chobi. Harun. Take 5 minutes free. So Akwatia, the two candidates. Any happenings akoso tell
me there etufo na me de be ma electric efutuo me de be ma akwatiefo on say elections you wie elections are na nia ka na your development nso ejina sana o MP e wo lobbying skills na say ye fa no say development be ba okrum ana wo constituency na ejina the party in government and then the MP in government, because sika omudima common fund for and MP common fund no enye sika bia ebetimi edi development ema constituency nemum at least etimi boa somehow to assist some constituency say obi ko school obi pe moi in the health sector ni ekeka ho. So this is the time akotiefo enhwe how ombeto abano enye sadia development ebeko honom no ebe ya dia ebe ha adwen. In the first place omuwo issues of road network akotia
almost say sia na ndis for twa kwan
say idea da hoda ye call talensi na omutwa kwan ye call by election ayewa so na sa time anajukura na Lydia enenam grader so ni ekeka ho na omutade the constituency ni na anajukura na omuye so idea omuye to at least get more votes, but election no beba so, but we need to look at near here as a constituency. Say school diner here, then of course as a young to abapa, because it is something that would enhance development. Say a suo ni problema, even though ye to abama NDC and our MPP say the government in power prioritize social amenities ya ekwatia benya ne chafa, but ebegina the MP elect and the MP mo electing no enye sadia. If the MP is MPP and the party in government NDC ebe hadwin to the extent say the MP lobby skills no ebe from obawa obetwa montro say mo nim say ma bantiso ntimi ya na mum obeba be epem vote no obeka che mo say mutuma me I can give you this, I can give you that. But if NDC is in power and NDC candidate a winner, obafie me fearful no say ye here say mo my dia e be ha adwen ye psa ko ho a minim ya mebeka. But the NPP candidate wo asemba ko pe a obeka che say tamalfo obeka say me papa me need them, me papa fie na meti, but me ni fie. So that is what Akwetia NPP say ye tuma NPP a. That is the only song I will be singing. Say me papa fie, but me need them. Nti me ni obi a me be kɔ ne nkyɛn ekɔsra no suo ana akɔsra no kwan a me de be brɛmo. Nti muntwɛn up till 2028 say yesa to aba na NDC elusi Ansah na MPP beba. So for how long? So this is something that we should consider. The electorate of Akwetia consider we, because say enyame say look na NSCOME obi a opposition na o promise mo say mema mo aloro kwan mema mo school dan mema mo nsuo na nyame eto ne nsa frɛ no na esa be by election now yes na NDC aba na kire say the promises na oye no enu na beba so no what you say enye say wa twomontro nyame wa promise ama NDC. So it is there say MPP NDC ebe den ebe to so time na o hye mo no na adwene say MPP be san win.
Yeah,
nti sisi a no wako na nyame echede nti ye be ye by election na mo samo anto abapa na mutuma NDC MPP dia na kire say mo hia mo sa mo pe ehia na mutimo no. So it is clear say these people would vote wisely if indeed say omu hia a lot of kwan omu nia school dan omu hia nso ana any other development, then that means NDC is the party they should vote for. Nemom say you vote ema a lawyer na lawyer no ebe defie ebe catch omu say oh me dey won say me a first timer. The people should make sure say the lawyer should not get opportunity, because the people of this country is well awakened. The electorate see no enye nia obeba be ma omu say giwe 10 Ghana 20 Ghana no na ehia.
They don't need it.
They don't need it. They need development, and that is what it is paramount to every constituency. So see no the signal send me bra no the signal for me na last week ni no Nessa signals no was very clear. Say the people want development, and the development can only be seen if ye to aba ema NDC, because omu power. Now say Kwabena, who power and I need it from you. What do? I need to come to you. I find ways and means to get it. But say utu abama obi I want to mean enko ben baby a power war. And then the only thing is chop money or ba ku say a year sikura wo honuma obeka che say minifua. What you say who worry obeka che say nyabotre ma emba pa. Say nsuo ye be lobby na we ba obeka che say common fan buy. Ni nyina no ya ade a ebe ha Akwetia. So Akwetia fo say mutie ya mumbo mode na to aba pa ebe bremu yi a lot of kwan ebe bremu nsuo ebe bremu yi key development a ehia mo.
All right, thank you. On to our family.
Over Akwetia, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia once again has proven to Ghana for say ninim die wo form Ansah e wo form wasa prove to Ghana for say oye Samale obekan a Kwabena the boy na friend saying the boy na wuye no Kwabena bodu wuye no Kwabena bodu ma me beka no radio so national radio so say omode abrante no to mpamu no Bawumia ba ya Bawumia say opese
wasi Bawumia kum ne ba
first wasi Bawumia kum ne ba ba omo sa deda no kra no Bawumia ba ya obepama busuafo ni nyina frifru no ho ano na yire Samira ekohye no mu tu punu loke no for hours na omukoyo omukɔhwɛ no ne atrɔtrɔ Arabic ewo abrante no kokoso ni mu ni atrɔtrɔ now but me answer confirm say indeed o esamale one na first time one me hu say NSkumi awanya ne ba bi kono because say ye to aba na ye challenge ni say wamfa kwampa so na we ni ye nti eno we
na da no de wangu no okogina adakam
mo se yes se kafa mafama fanko a anka abo atechede afa bomofo kan
da bi wo akogina adakam wangu
se ye do bi court
ai and the pressure about all pressure kumnipa
na e pressure kumnipa anka dachi kwesi enka ye de ni finshi ana mienu because dachi kwesi ye de ne court for more than 3 years. Yamani tina fie eka chense woni wo kwan so ofra no se mrahye bedwane woni kwan so otu ni nansi parliament yam people ni dim free mrahye bedwanwoma num 1 year Ansah na yekoba election jachi kwesi yendi na asema ye ni wie akufo ado gina platform so kan so we jbel bed yedini ko nsawom entimo bia ha no sabre no na saba omi akpopo gbirigbiri enam asenof so akwa commission asrutef ama nyakopo so mansuo puno heavy one ama asrutef ni say commission sa flade ye enti MPP they have no shame na MPP and coming to realization say kanenu a na obetimi editro a commit crime wa bemu na Ghana for the after 1 year now be a referee and the internet doesn't forget mo records mo bibia everything is there na abrante no a omo se omo friends suman the son of my friend no a asimedo no crime mo so be ya mo share campaign as no so pa se wa twe na no agasa ko kawase NSkumi aha no was what had pa or no edomia or the ejane se on the job oh me so video na was it edomia or the ejane se ono na ma show mu ya wa ha ne pa o se NSkumi aha no we to a catch kwete for say aduma no ntumi nye eso sen no enti na say diketi aka say aduma no so sen no
kubi we ya ha me
was it ti aha ti we wa hano wa papa oje edom a omugina omunya se edom bebebe obi omajami wa hame ti edie na kire se obi a ne ti esi ne konso se nipa oso okoto abama sa akoi wa give it up
he's giving up
ejuma no tumi nye woni mu unim die bia aba onya lucis wa fon wanu no ho say o man ho kwa MPP fo ye ni yodum de no koye na me kote a na bi say security ni bi anaso obi obehu no wo akwatia wo say wo hye mask bia no omo MPP fo de omo be consider so a criminal so they will treat him as such just few months ago na MPP wo na bi o kwa campaign na o share military regalia akode ene show bulletproof nyina na show
there be o enye ho na bi ekoso ho ya yebo live band na o she camo military camo na soja for
dinachi
so
aya waso wasogo enkrofo mu kodi enyamansem na omo she mass under MPP 8 years police dampari police omu cooperation a asumade wa bona suma asumade shem tintin se boga kupali
wa hu omu bo omu hwinim
asumade shem kawa shem enya asumade po kawa
omu bo omu hwinim ebo omu asume bu omu bo omu ni achi
yes
no we are Negroes
less than a year ago
yes
and I will because who be massa or a criminal you think that's the solo car no na bi bedu se ba hwani ehunu General Secretary, baby, new Sa Papa also on what didn't the baby. That guy has never been serious. On Kanya's assembly, than one Kanya's assembly done. Now, election idea, MPP are losing in advance. Now, NDC for so much idea. Yes, say, in super talk. Kwasiada bed that chance if you mean the number. In so better and from medical. At the transam MPP for plan way back 1 month ago. MPP for cancer or the tax beko. And to more activity or more vigilantes in na. And as kumi 1 week I say. Subaya MPP for that Nadi, a Brazil national chairman. Any MPP for kwe yaseno. HSA MPP for I ready so bekosi nihem. E which na by election no. Na na bin ka se mi nto se ase din kete na ndisi for dress no mo de buy no. Na enye appropriate. Se omo dress na enye
improper dressing.
Enye improper dressing ti. E no mo prevent na wo na bi wa dress papa da. Wo dress papa da. Enti ndisi for mo so MP for to mebo ammo am ho. Aposi for do mo yo madwuma. Abane yakwa akoto monto na asundwie mu nemu obi obesi asundwie ho kwan bia no ye make sure say ye manipa no enye obstacle to a peace and free fair elections.
Thank you. Live on Accra100.5 Citizen Show. Mansowa Herbal Clinic. Ewo Fadama Bombay Washington no. From 0244 62 6590. The woman say obi bie ni wa Ghana hase no sebe owo ayaresa etumi echen Mansowa Herbal Clinic ene gise baba Fadama ne importable o hwe dom a etwi kɔ hɔ no kɔgye ayaresa yare awodo obi abi Mansowa Herbal Clinic yɛmfi ani kyerɛ me pa cho aya busu immune system no ni nyina ne sɛ unya police ne aduro yɛno ene ye number 1 immune booster in boost herbal measure numbi omamu pharmaceutical shops nyina herbal shops abuso from 0246 208 49